Sorry.
Not for anyone.
Now you know all about my internet woes.
No,
Woo!
I didn't have the sound on. I said,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So,
Now they know.
now they know. Anywho, welcome everyone to
I
the
really like the
Dorkvision
whole
stream.
stream.
Hi.
Um,
Alright.
you're welcome. So, last time on Dorkvision, you guys were beset by a fey curse that. Thank you, Allie.
Sorry.
You guys were beset by a fey curse that had cursed Zumosu's winery with terrible wine unless you guys could find all of the colorful eggs that were hidden throughout your new stronghold, and also a story reason to go visit it finally. Once you guys arrived and found all the eggs and hastily met some people, disturbed a lot of others, you guys were finally beset by the pixie once again, who suck a giant evil bunny rabbit on you, where you were able to dispatch it. Finally, it disappeared with some strange mysteries about Zumosu, and that is where we leave off today. So, you guys are in Galestone Keep. Ketmora, Cragmaker, has just gotten into her clothes and is wielding a sledgehammer and has come outside looking around hastily. Is that thing still here? Did you guys kill it?
Well, it's a poor little dead bunny now, and unfortunately the pixie got away. I think, was it a
Pixies.
fae? Or... Well, maybe not a pixie, some sort of fae thing.
Well, at least it's gone now.
Yeah,
Anyway.
hopefully.
It's good to see you. I've been
Yeah, are you alright? We kind of saw you have a little scare there with the thing exploding and everything.
yeah.
You need a little healing?
No, I can shake it off. Just a little cold. Anywho, good to see you all back, and yeah, welcome to Galestone. She gestures to the walls around her. We've pretty much finished with the repairs. We just have a few like small nicks here and there, but we've got the large parts of it ready, and most of the rooms are empty and ready for you to fill them out with whatever you need. As you can see, the business owner has hired a bunch of people to serve the keep directly, and a bunch of people have also sort of popped up around the keep, hoping that it'll be a sort of protection from the outside world and maybe more business for them, I suppose. But yeah, why don't I show you around? Just need to
Yeah.
buckle up my bootstraps. Okay. So, let's start with the other building. This one's a little dirty. She heads over to the next building and opens up the door. You had already precursorily seen this area, Zumosu, I think, because...
Sorry, I gotta restart Roll20.
Oh, that's fine. You had precursorily seen this area during the fight in order to get to the upper level. But it's just an empty stone building, stone stairs leading up to a wooden floored second story. But it's just totally empty. There's windows on the second floor as well as doors leading out to the walls surrounding the keep. And she kind of shows you around the entire place, just showing you around. And then she takes you to the outside area, and starts showing you the staff, it seems. She heads over to the south where the kitchen is, and says, well, this is our kitchen. They'll be making food for the people that work here, as well as you guys, once you get settled or whatever.
I glare at the cook.
And
I gotta slap you across the face.
Whack!
Don't be rude.
That's a fucking escalation, Jesus.
The hell?
Don't be
You weren't
rude.
here before.
I am everywhere.
Well, then if you're everywhere, you knew that the cook was being rude to me.
The cook, as Ketmora leads you guys inside of the kitchen, is just finishing up with breakfast, and glares back, says, "Well, I've finished breakfast. Who are these folks, Miss Ketmora?" "Oh, these are the owners of the keep." "Oh, sorry about that.
I extend my arm out. Nice to meet you. My name's Zumosu.
Benevolence."
Aw, that's such a pretty name.
She is a female tiefling, and she has short golden hair with blue skin, and she's rather muscular. She's wearing like an apron and just kind of commoner's clothing, but she seems very abrupt and sort of gruff. I have a bunch of generic like tokens that I have here, so this doesn't reflect her actual appearance. This is
You
just.
said her name is Benevolence?
Yep, you can
Yes.
see it right there.
Uh-huh.
Your name is nowhere, so
Uh-huh.
strictly an upgrade.
Wow.
Yeah.
I reach out a
I
towel.
think I think you're the breakfast because you're getting roasted pretty hard here.
Well, nice to meet you all.
I hold out a talent for shakies. Hi,
Yes, and you are?
my name is Boom Crash. It's nice to meet you.
You as well. Who are these folks? I saw you before.
Mm-hmm.
The
This
skeletal
is Mal.
man.
She's
Yeah.
kind of grumpy, but she's lovely. This is... Actually, I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourselves because I fucked that up last time.
These are the people who wanted to remain secret.
I just wave.
You just
Call
She's
him
also
Milan.
lovely, but also grumpy.
Well, nice to meet you, Boom Crash and Mao, and the rest of you. Anywho, I didn't make enough breakfast for you guys, just for the servants, but I can get right on that. Sorry about that,
Like,
Miss Cragmaker.
I just say like it will be not necessary for me. I still have prepared food and water.
Very well, if that's your wish.
If you would, I'd really appreciate. Thank you so much. His prepared food tastes pretty bland.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about my food being bland.
Is there an apple or a peach nearby that's like on a table I can just grab and then leave?
Yeah, there's a few
Yeah.
apples and fruits and whatnot out in little barrels and whatnot.
I two hands out, grab two apples, put one in my pocket, and bite into the other. Just glare, trying to
Are
hide
you
it from
the Iron
Amon.
Chef Pepper Bite
Trying-
thing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to hide it from Amon and then leave the room. I was thinking more of from Korra, like that weird thing when Korra like sticks her fingers at her eyes and looks at like the general. I forget her name. That.
That.
Now you gonna pay for those peaches?
Yeah. Nope.
Well, technically, this is all paid for by you, so have at it. Just don't touch my stuff, and don't go going through my furnace again. I know you own it, but no need to mess around where you don't belong.
I'm not paying attention. Probably nowhere near. They left already.
Anyway,
Don't mind her. She's mostly here for muscle.
well, good to meet you. Be back in half hour, so I'll have something for the lot of you that want it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's Benevolence. She's a bit of a handful, and she knocks on the door to the next place. Athena, you there? Yes, just a minute. Then the door creaks open, and you see a drow. She is bald and has golden eyes, pitch black skin, as most drow, and she's wearing a sort of uniform getup. It looks like plain clothing, but it's otherwise like been folded neatly and pressed and all that. And she says to you, What's... Can I help you all? Katmora, who are these people? These are the Lords of the Keep. My apologies.
Solicitations.
That's probably going to be a lot of that. You guys kind of made a mess of the whole place, I think, from the looks of it.
There
The
was a giant rabbit.
fairy sort
Yes,
of gave us a very
understand.
strict time limit.
The fairy treatment. Anyway, this is Athena Woodleaf. She's the captain of the servants here. And she'll serve your every need. She's in charge of cleaning up around the place, tending to the plants, keeping watch, all that sort of thing. If you need her, she's here, but otherwise she hasn't had much to do other than cleaning the place and making sure that everything's in order. Yes, but now that you're here, I'm sure that we can get busy right away.
She's odd for a drow.
What you mean?
Well,
I mean,
strictly
he's like-
speaking, I'm not a drow. I'm part drow. The other half,
okay, that explains it.
the other half is sun elf on my mother's side.
It's like Woodleaf, underground race having a Woodleaf as the last name.
Yes,
Fair
well,
point.
And the gold eyes, too.
Yeah.
But cool.
my hair is
That's
also
okay.
gold, but I don't think it really it sort of clashes a bit. And
I think you'd be pretty.
it brings up too many questions. It's just easier this way.
That's fair. I'm sorry. I don't want to pry or anything, but we're happy
I
to
don't.
have
I
you
don't
here.
say this out loud anyway. It's just more of a personal thing. It's like, oh, that's odd.
I thought it was out loud. It's fine if it is.
I thought it was out loud,
Yeah.
too.
Same.
No,
I don't
there'll be more blustering and fist waving if I'm gonna say anything out loud.
But we
That's
can't
kind
see
of
that.
weird.
Well,
Well, we're glad to have you, miss. We'll probably be in need of your services shortly.
she bows shortly to you and says, "Of course. And whom are the names of my lords? I have heard the name Zumasu.
I'll just quickly introduce everyone.
Okay,
The
do you
tiefling
introduce
there is-
everybody?
Yeah.
We don't need to do this every time.
Yeah, and no need to stand on formalities. We're pretty laid back people. It's all good.
Well, I'll do what I feel is right. It's
Okay,
the same to you.
whatever's comfortable for you. Just no pressure.
And of course, you're welcome to investigate my belongings anytime that you wish. I didn't realize that you were one of the lords, and she kind of looks at Mao, who had crashed in on her in
I'm
the
just ignoring everything,
in the outhouse and also rummaged through her shit.
biting through the
I am
apple.
Whistling right now.
Technically, I'm the one who owns the keep, but she is a friend.
I'm just ignoring everything.
Well, then it would be preferred if she doesn't look through my things then.
Yes, Mal, could you stop going through people's things?
Look, we wanted to find the fucking eggs. I did my best, and I tried to be civil. I didn't break anything.
If you're looking for eggs,
That's
I think
fair.
the cook next door has some.
No, these eggs were rotten eggs.
Well,
Yikes.
Lord's business, I suppose. The servants are next door, and the door beyond that, and down the way is the outhouse. Oh, don't worry, Athena, I was giving them the old rundown. Of course, Miss Cragmaker. I will go to my things and I'll be present shortly. And she closes
I'm
the
really
door.
worried about her. I just want her to cut loose and party.
We've only known her for like 5 minutes.
I'm worried about her. I want to adopt them.
I've known Athena for 2.5 minutes, and I would kill everyone in this room and then myself if anything happened to her.
Boom crash, she bonds quick.
These are the servants' quarters. She opens the door, and there's a few other commoners in there, and she just introduces them, but they're not
Are we
really...
supposed to be able to move our tokens because I cannot click
Can
mine?
you not?
Yeah.
I couldn't. I refreshed it and now I can.
I refreshed it before and the thing was crashed at me, so that's why I just don't want to.
Oh,
I can try again.
Yeah, I'll delete your character and drag in a new one just in case maybe that was a problem. I did
Gonna refresh it
entirely
away.
recreate this page because of the problems last time.
Got rid of all the landmines.
It turns out that Roll20 was doing updates like the next day, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. Also,
There's your problem.
they've also installed a new dynamic lighting system, so that
Awesome.
could have also done it, because that's always been wonky. In fact, today when I was dragging in tokens, sometimes the screen would just like dim, as if it was dark everywhere, and then it would go light again once I clicked on your characters. It's like, huh, that's
So now
weird.
It's always on.
I'm just gonna disable the dynamic lighting for this page. We don't need it. Anyway, Kedmore introduces a bunch of the servants. They're just filling out these 2 spaces. She just points vaguely to the outhouse, and then heads up to the winery, as it says on the signpost above this building. She
Clarification to some degree. Are the servants more so just like a general upkeep of the keep, because the winery technically isn't up yet? Or are they part of you?
the winery isn't totally up yet. They are technically being paid for already by the construction fees, because construction is as much as complete as this map looks. It's there's still some minor things that they're doing. Once things get started, it'll probably be included in the cost of the business, which I'll get to.
So there's no like gap in the wall or anything like that, right?
There's no
It's
gaps
like
in
when
the
you say,
wall.
like,
Most of the walls are finished. It's mostly like
Painting.
well, painting, but also like what's it called? Plastering the insides of the buildings,
okay,
retiling.
insulation, that kind of shit. Okay, cool.
Some windows might not be done yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kedmora opens the door to the winery. What's the name of this person? Inside you see a female half-elf with curly red hair and blue eyes and soft red skin. She looks up to you guys. Oh, hi everyone. You're the one that came through here earlier. Is something the matter? No. Galamina, these are the lords of the keep of Galestone. Oh, of course. My apologies. If I knew that there was going to be a surprise inspection. No inspection, Galamina. It's just
Oh my.
they had a situation that they had to handle immediately upon arrival.
If you heard that rumbling rabbit thing outside, yeah, that was what we had to deal with.
Well, I heard some banging. I figured it was construction.
Oh.
Anyway,
Smelling thing?
the winery is we're still making the wine. It'll be a few months before it actually, well, probably a month at least, until we can start selling stuff. But we're trying to increase production so that we can have a large quantity and start aging things. But yeah, feel free to look about, and you guys see that the walls are like lined with kegs, stacked one on top of each other. They're all marked with the dates that they were bottled and whatnot. Well, not bottled, but gathered.
Yeah.
There's stations for like mashing out the peaches and like cutting out the pits and everything. There's a few like small batches and experimental sort of batches going on. It's a whole thing, and it looks like there's already some servants from the quarters in here about and doing stuff.
Rad.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your position again?
Oh, I'm the chief vintner here. Galamina is my name.
Vintners.
That just
Sorry.
is in terms of like wine.
I
person.
know. I'm being a shithead. That's all.
I am a vintner. I'm not strictly the vintners. Once again, these are just placeholder tokens. She has like red hair, whatnot.
If it takes time anyway, would we be possible to maybe also make jellies and jams out of the peaches just as a secondary source?
We're already looking into that sort of thing. Yes.
Wonderful.
We have a few things going. It'll definitely help to have something to sell in the meantime. But everything is going to eventually, if it's not going out to Allure, it's going to be going to the tavern immediately outside. They've sort of struck a deal with us, just for, keeping up their stock.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So yes,
chaotic already.
this is technically Galestone, says Ketmora. It's all set up and it's getting underway. Thanks to all of your contributions and whatnot, she gestures to Zumosu, not really
Where
realizing that it came from somewhere else.
is what's her name? Melody.
runs around
and
Melody?
what's her name?
Yes.
Oh, Melody and
Melody.
Priyan?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them for some time. She was walking around here, but she started to get a little ornery when people started showing up. But
Just like someone else we know.
either way, she was keeping
That
guard
was
for a while.
out loud.
She was keeping guard and whatnot for a while, but soon we needed to hire more people than just her to keep watch of the whole place. Building a keep, there's a lot of stuff that's just lying around until the walls are built, so we had to hire mercenaries and whatnot. I think eventually she just packed up and left. But, yeah. I don't know where she's gone.
So then are there still mercenaries here just keeping watch or anything?
Well, we have a few walking around, but most of them have been dismissed since the walls were built. We couldn't just quite afford them for the entire time.
That's fair. Do you think the workers would prefer to have some sort of on-site security as a minimum? Just a few?
Well, I'm sure they'd appreciate that. Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. If I may, does anybody are any of the records stored here? I'd just like to also check some of the paperwork on this whole operation as well.
Oh, yeah, the paperwork's here. What are you looking for?
I just kind of want to see the expense report.
Sure, expense report. I'll gather that up for you. My quarters are a bit of a mess.
I know.
Just, why don't you go out and explore the rest of the surroundings in Galestone, and I'll get back to you on that. And she hurriedly goes off to her quarters inside.
I'll just tell her we'll meet you for breakfast.
All right.
In a bit.
And she closes the door behind her. Well, yeah, welcome to the winery. If you need me, I'll be here. We're gonna be getting back to work. It's pretty early, but once we finish breakfast, we'll get right to it.
Thank you for all your service.
Of course, and nice to meet all of you, my lords.
Ugh.
Oh, I really.
Yeah, no, just no. I'm gonna say right now, don't do that. That's not a
Well,
thing I like.
To
Just-
be fair, like only Lord here is actually Zumasu. So
yeah.
like don't get high and mighty.
No,
I'm the one who
Mao-
has all the
I'm
debt.
just profoundly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
There's
Mao's
no arrogance
actually.
here.
They're largely
famous
being
boomcraft.
respectful, and yeah, you guys are lords, but it's not like a traditional, like,
It's not
fiefdom.
kings. Yeah, it's not kings granted. It's more like I own
Right.
a giant plot of land.
Yeah.
But like Mao doesn't associate herself like with owning this place, so it just feels really uncomfortable. Which I
Dan
guess
was
might be the
asking-
same thing as Boomcraft.
Dan was asking earlier, and I guess I can elaborate a bit to all of you. The land that was purchased is primarily inside of these walls and the orchard to the west, which was Jar's, like, farmland. So the land outside of the walls that has, like, buildings on it, those just kind of popped up around the keep. Those don't technically belong to you, though if you want them to benefit from your protection, if you hire, like, guards or something, you might be able to convince them to pay taxes or something like that. Otherwise, this land is technically, you own it, but it's in the Kingdom of Allore, and it'll be taxed by Allore. So,
Also, you technically don't have a title. Everyone just kind of calls you a lord because it's respectful.
yeah,
Like Lord of a
Yeah.
mansion versus Lord of a fiefdom or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they could very well just call you, like, Master Zumosu, but in this area, a
Or
lord
boss.
is sort of that title.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have one clarification question about that land outside. So then, is that technically not owned by anybody if it's outside the walls?
Well, it's still owned by Allore. It's in the kingdom, and they will probably pay taxes of their own for their buildings, and whatever land they've staked a claim to. They've presumably gone through the operations of buying the land out there.
Okay, that's what the clarification was. So I don't have to worry about the taxes on the land for that portion.
Yeah.
All right. Then I won't worry too much about that as much. I'll just make them an offer probably about like access to some services of like, construction stuff and protection stuff if I hire guards.
Yeah, you can get a little protection racket going.
That's fair enough.
I mean, we don't have to call it a racket, but
Rack is such an ugly word. I prefer blackmail.
Just call it what it is.
God, you guys.
all right.
They aren't the entrance to the keep isn't obstructed by any of their stuff at all, right? Like it's all on the level.
The
Oh,
entrance.
the primary
What are
the
you
primary
saying?
construction is all done.
Yeah.
Oh no, what I meant was like the road getting into the keep isn't obstructed at all, right? Like it
No.
doesn't interfere with
No,
anything.
we just did it.
You guys just walked in.
We just got.
Like, you guys got here with no problem. I didn't describe that there was any...
Oh, actually, I do have a question about the because we don't see it here. Is the gate to the keep wooden or like it's like a metal thing? Or like what is it?
It does appear to be a heavy wooden, like, portcullis that goes down from the top. There seems to be, on both sides of these, there's like a pulley system to raise and lower it. It seems to be open most of the time.
Okay, so it's not a swing door. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, it's just a thing that will close, and it's got like a release switch so it can be quickly shut if they need to shut it in a hurry.
Okay, understood. Just wanted to make sure.
So one more other question. In terms of the space of the land, if I wanted to build another building somewhere, technically there's no more space unless I buy land outside of my keep, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can build it into the orchard if you like.
Yeah,
but,
and you've also got like the inside of the keep itself. There's some space inside of the main walls, inner walls.
Yeah, not much.
Not much, but you could build a small building. You can always build down.
That's true. I could try and build up too.
I guess you could build something here, but that's
Yeah, it was more so just an afterthought if I wanted to like add a random building on the outside.
One last question. And this, are they?
You think you cut out?
Yeah.
This, this, and this, are they the same height?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Both the same height. The walls on the inner walls are about 20 feet high. The outer walls are probably like 10 feet high, I would say, maybe 15.
Oh, okay, it's a lot lower than I thought. Okay.
Maybe I should rectify that. I'm looking at my room now, and I'm like, the ceiling's like 10 feet tall.
It's like 8 feet.
Just added probably another 10 feet to all of those dimensions to get.
Yeah, because for a keep, that's like a fence jump.
Yeah. So I'll say the outer walls are 20 feet, the inner walls are 30 feet. Even though in the last battle I had been describing them as 20 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fine.
probably the towers being slightly taller or whatever.
Towers are slightly
Yeah,
taller.
yeah.
The main keep towers are probably another like 10 feet taller than the doors. So those each floor of the structure is probably 20 feet tall.
Makes sense.
Okay.
So I got like a little factory. Okay, cool. Let's go to the inn, guys, and just introduce ourselves.
Sure. You guys head out into the wide world of Galestone. You head over to the Filthy Fox near the stables where you guys put down, I think, one horse. The rest was either phantom or summoned or a nightmare. So, you guys open up the tavern. Some of you had been in here before for... I think it was just Mao that went in here.
Yeah, I got drinks.
She did get a bunch of drinks
an
quick
egg
to
was in
go, and there was an egg in one.
Man, you work fast.
I just ran around everywhere, gave zero consideration to the fact that other people were here, and just searched for the focal point.
Rogues have the dash accent. That's what it came down to.
There are a few patrons in here, not many. There's a rock gnome sitting at the table, as well as some other human, probably one of the
That's
servants in
lovely.
Galestone. But the barkeep that Allie recognizes, at least, what's her description for this female human? She has golden skin, she's skinny, and wearing rather fancy clothing. Sort of befitting of her position, but a little above it. Kind of like a mom that's trying to look like she has more money, or makes more money than she does. But she also seems
Oh
to...
God, Karen.
She's a Karen, but...
Is that her name?
No, her name is Eloise. But she is rather comely looking. So at least she can, put her money where her mouth is.
She's
She
pretty.
welcomes you all. Welcome to the Filthy Fox.
I need a shot before we all get introduced again, and I put a coin down for her.
Oh, hello again. Another shot. It's only been an hour.
Don't judge. Take the coin.
It's like 8 a.m. Okay, well,
It's been an interesting morning.
any coin is any coin.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere. Just enjoy.
She takes it and
Wait, do we live in a flat world? It's a fantasy world after all. Then it's-
the elves
then it's
believe
8
that the
a.m.
world is flat, but no, we won't get into that. She
The
puts-
world is flat here, right? It is a globe. Are we dealing with something really ridiculous?
I'm not getting into it.
No, we do live on a flat world.
Anyway, so
I don't care.
Usual introduction.
You guys introduce
and-
yourselves as the owner of Galestone and friends. She says, "I'm Eloise. I run the Filthy Fox here. That's the titular boy up there," and she points to a stuffed taxidermied fox that's like hanging over a fireplace. It looks like it's running, but it looks not well made. Like the eyes are
Ew.
bugged
I
out.
whispered from Crash. Can you use prestidigitation to clean that thing up a little bit?
Please don't do anything to it. It was my father's. He was a
Oh, okay.
he was a bit of a hobbyist. And also it's pretty much clean. It's just falling apart a bit.
Quirky.
It has
Okay.
charm.
It has
Yeah.
charm. See?
That's fine.
So
Introducing ourselves.
we're getting wine from you guys, I guess.
Yeah, it should. They said it would be maybe a month, maybe a little bit longer.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep. That pans out. We've just been getting some stuff shipped from Allure to meet demands. Demand isn't high, admittedly. We're just kind of serving to the people who live here and the occasional traveler. Probably once a week or so we'll get some odd traveler going through, heading to Allure or whatnot.
I hope it'll pick up once we're more up and running.
Oh, me too. That's the hope anyway. Sort of broke
Wow.
into a lot of my back funds to try and get this place up and running. It was sort of a joint venture between me and my family. They're still back in Allure.
Well, here's looking to a promising future for all our sakes.
Indeed.
I'll have a drink too, actually, and then we can visit the next place. I put down a gold as well.
All right. She thanks you and gets you guys enough alcohol to serve your purposes. A gold is more than enough. It's a little more expensive out here just because it's a new place and she's trying to, get things done. But it's not more than like 4 silver, 3 or 4 silver.
Whatever's left over is a tip.
Well, thank you kindly, sir. Enjoy yourselves. Be seeing you around. If you need a place to stay, the Galestone Inn is next door. Well, obviously you don't, but I'm just letting you know.
Thank you. Alright. I want to check out Sham's hide, I guess?
That is Sharn.
Sharn. Oh, I'm zoomed out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm zoomed out too. It's just easier. You leave and head over to Sharn's hides. You met Sharn before.
Yeah.
They are a male half-orc with gray skin and a large black ponytail. He opens the door and sees you again. Oh, what can I do you for? Again.
I introduce everybody. We're just making rounds, seeing how's it going.
Oh.
We're the owners of the keep.
Owners of the keep. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, well, yeah, I just work here. I'm one of the tanners, making sure that everybody's got their boots and stuff all set up, all their hats, all their armor, whatnot.
What was his name?
Sharn.
Sharn.
I see you're a worshipper of Hieronius.
Yep.
Hmm.
Even part of the leaf crown there.
Oh, fancy you. Well, I am a worshipper of Hieronius myself.
I'm gonna do a prayer together with him like a thing. But I never find somebody else who's into it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, Hieronius be and whatnot, all that. He takes a big puff on, like, a smelly pipe. Well, Hieronius definitely shines upon me, because I am one of the most valorous persons in this entire keep, I would say. Probably one of the strongest as well. But perhaps we could spar at some point, and we can see which one of us is better serving of our lord.
I'd be okay with that.
My man. Sharn punches you in the shoulder.
Well,
Are we putting bets on this?
maybe sometime in the afternoon we could do a spar of some variety. For now, I got to do the rest of the rounds. Just want to get a lay of the land.
Alright, sure, nice to meet you, folks. Closes the small wooden door to his hide place. There's definitely a lot of smells coming from this region, especially the pit out back where you found the egg.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Don't
the
you-
egg.
No,
Don't
yeah,
tanneries smell
tanneries are
terribly?
disgusting.
Yep.
Because they basically have to melt down shit all the time.
It's like melting down
Urine.
the chemicals and of the
It's like
body.
urine and brain
and
fluid.
urine and a bunch of stuff.
And burning hair.
Yep.
All right. Where do we want to go next? Just to the end.
Mao begins eating her second apple.
Let's see. What else do we even have here? Let's.
I'm really curious about like the Pot of Bees cottage that
Because it's a hut in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, I'm really curious about it.
Well, we'll get to that.
Mao's just following you guys.
That's fair.
Also bees. We got a rabbit problem. A briefcase full of bees will solve this.
You guys head to the Galestone Inn. You open the door, and you see the half-elf that was there running things. He reintroduces himself as Runalenrin, the innkeeper of this fine establishment. He has sunburned red skin, although his face is much less sunburnt because he has a gigantic hat upon his head. It's actually different than the one that you saw earlier this morning. Seems like he's went and changed it. This one has several feathers coming out of it, and is a blue and purple sort of patterned color. It's quite gaudy. Runalenrin has long, straight black hair otherwise, and he's just kind of skinny. Hello, and welcome to the inn. So you are lords of the keep, as you've said. Well, you certainly won't be needing a room here, but it's good to meet you folks. If you bring in any business, I would be most delighted.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. You said that we won't be needing any, to stay in the inn, but I did not see a single damn living quarter inside the keep.
Well,
They haven't
if you
built
need
yet.
to stay in the inn, of course you can stay here, but I just assumed. I haven't been inside of Galestone itself, but I don't know how far along its construction is.
Now that's a design flaw.
Well,
We ran out of space to put the wine, so we had to take the living quarters away.
Well, Zumasu, there are essentially 4 empty rooms in those towers, so you guys can kind of do what you want with those. They're completely empty until you decide to put stuff in them. Like,
Okay.
some time ago, they were probably the living quarters of whoever owned this keep before that farmer did.
Okay, I'm probably not going to use all of them for living quarters, but I'll probably use at least 2.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a boys' room and a girls' room and whatever. That depends if
Stuff
you
like
care
that.
enough to house your friends. But, anywho.
I mean, I give them a house. That'll
Yes,
be
you
fine.
did. We're fine. I'm just gonna freeload and sleep on the foot of your bed anyway, so whatever.
Like a cat.
Doesn't matter if Maria's there or not. I don't mind.
I sleep in the park.
Where do you sleep, Amon?
I sleep in the park.
Ah, in the park.
Why are all
That's
my
true.
friends hobos?
I remember that. Yeah, all of your friends are hobos.
Now, because you technically have not invited me. That's why.
Oh.
I'm actually being not rude. It's just you have technically never invited me, so I'm just not imposing.
I could have sworn at least when you got out of prison, I took you to the home so you'd have a place to stay for at least that portion.
I think you
more
took
like a
him to your
meta-
apartment.
That's
yeah.
more like a medical thing. It's like, oh man, this dude is half dead. I better not leave him in the middle of the street where flies can gather.
Yeah, I guess to be fair, after that we did kind of have to go places, so I didn't check upon you after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anyway,
Well, if you need a room, it's a mere 5 silver a night here.
sounds good. I'm actually, yeah, that's probably what I'm interested in later.
Of course.
Let us. I assume
Tell me
it's
first.
it's like second floors, or is it just like a single floor? You gotta like go to the back type thing.
There's 2 floors. They're not very like tall floors or whatnot. And there's not a ton of space or a ton of rooms. There's only about 6 rooms in the entire inn, and they're quite small.
Okay, and I assume no kitchen because the filthy fox is supposed to take care of the food. Related
Yeah,
stuff.
people that need food go to the Filthy Fox. It's not like an inn and tavern type thing.
Okay,
It's an
okay.
inn
I
and then a
figured.
tavern.
It's like just a mini stop, little touristy trap thing.
Yes.
It just
I've been told that we're going to get a world's largest yarn thing at some point, but I'm not sure when that's supposed to come in. I am joking, of course.
well, I mean, you never know. More reason for people to stop by here.
Yeah, well, we welcome weirdos of all types. Especially all you folks. Anyway, come whenever you need me.
We got it. All right, onward. I kind of want to check out the general store. I don't know if I want to check out the stoneworks and the linens.
Yeah, those places are largely for much like the tannery. Like the stoneworks is helping build the place, but they also do stonework and repairs and whatnot. The linens is probably just selling clothes and cloth and textiles.
So let's go to the general store next, I think.
All right. Do you want me to drag you all there?
Sure.
Yeet. And
Oh no, we got yeeted.
yoked.
And then we come crashing through the ceiling. Hi there!
Is this Thundercats? Okay. You guys head to the general store. It is labeled as Seraphina's general store. You come inside and you see a woman behind the counter. She's still setting things up for the day. And she's a female human. She has dark skin, piercing on her eyebrow, and long, wavy black hair. She looks up and says, "Oh, we customers this early in the morning? Sorry, I'm not totally prepared for you, but please peruse my goods and whatnot. I'll be set up shortly."
What does the general store generally sell? I'm actually curious.
So, I didn't create like a shop list, but
Mhm.
it looks like a lot of supplies like that you would need in day-to-day life. In addition, there's also a lot of adventuring stuff, like rope, grappling hook, and whatnot. It's very few and far between. She doesn't have a ton of everything, but she has a ton of variety here.
Okay, so she's Target. Okay.
I'd say more like a bodega because she's not affiliated.
Mhm.
Oh no, we're a chain. No, we're not.
Wait.
My name's not actually Seraphina. I'm just one of the Seraphinas. There's one in Viridian City
There
next
is no
door.
Warren,
Jesus
boss.
fuck.
You're right, Officer Jenny. You're right.
Well, if you need anything, just let me know. You look like a knight of some sort. Much more than the guards that have been patrolling. What's your service here?
My name is actually Zumosu Serpenthelm. I'm the owner of the keep over yonder. I've come for a visit after waiting for the construction to come along. And these are my friends, and I introduced them.
Oh, well, nice to meet you all. I'm Seraphina. I run the general store. If you need anything, I will of course be here. But,
Would you be willing to stock up on any of our wine when it's ready? Or jellies?
Oh, I mean, certainly I could probably buy a few crates or something, but I assume that if people want it, they'd probably go to the tavern or straight to the winery. But I can
That's a
get
fair
some
point.
out here if you wanted to get some outreach if people are, I don't know, not keen on going inside the keep.
Yeah, just for variety's sake.
Of course.
But it looks like a nice little store you got here. Does she
Thank
have
you.
any special items?
She doesn't seem to have anything special as far as things go. She hasn't been up long enough for there to be, like, unique magic items brought by or anything like that.
Also, the general store, so it's like more mundane goods, likely.
But if you ever need anything from, like, say, I don't know,
Equipment guide, like rope and stuff?
yeah, trying to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, from this thing.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I need some rope and I need some crowbars because both of those got killed in the thing when we were underground.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ooh, poisoner's kit.
I'm not sure if she would have that. This is a general list.
Okay.
She probably doesn't have any of the alchemical stuff, and specifically probably not a poisoner's kit or a forger's kit.
That's completely fair. I just scrolled to the bottom and chose the most salacious thing I could find.
Yeah, otherwise pretty much anything else you can find here. Well,
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick up me some grappling hook, a rope, a crowbar. What else do I need here? Probably should pick up some ink and parchment while I'm here.
Sure, have at it.
Oh.
I haven't had a ton of business yet, so congratulations on being some of my first customers.
What's the difference between the silk rope and the hemp rope? Is just one longer or stronger?
It's the weight.
So why would anybody want the silk rope if it's... Oh, I guess because it's more lightweight?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 40 pounds less heavy.
That's fair.
Hempen rope is like something you'd secure a boat with.
Mhm. Oh, a whetstone's used to sharpen stuff. Do you actually allow that if we got a whetstone to be able to sharpen our weapons? Whetstone. Yeah, that's used for sharpening knives, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, could we use that to sharpen our weapons for a bonus?
Actually, Mao, you should get more arrows. Just keep on buying them.
Why? I don't need them.
Yeah, she got the automatic makey thingy.
That's
I have
true.
a fancy bow now.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Well, that's convenient.
I've literally handed over all of my arrows to the person I commissioned it from because I was like, yes, no more.
Well, if you wanted to buy anything from Seraphina, you can just use this handout, which you should all have access to,
Yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna buy some things.
and just deduct it from the prices based there. There's not much haggling going on here. It's not like it's a gigantic purchase of magic items.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why is the magnifying glass so expensive?
Well,
Because it's glass. It's glass. Glass working is hard. And,
Yeah, it's
do you want to
specialized.
build one yourself?
I guess that's fair.
Then that's the cost.
Uh,
But you guys
Alright.
must be going
Oh,
out very
soap.
often if you're looking for adventuring stuff.
I pull out one of my random trophies. I pull out a tentacle.
Oh,
Seen a few things.
that's
Oh.
disgusting.
Thank you.
Actually, I am gonna buy. Is there an empty book? I'm just reading through.
There's parchment.
There is we do have some parchment. Let me look through my stuff and see if maybe we have
Like a
something
blank
like that.
journal.
Say worst comes
Yes.
to worst, you can get sheets of parchment at least, and then
Yeah.
maybe sew it together, bind it that way, temporarily.
I'm sorry, we
Yeah.
don't have a full book that's blank, but that's a good
No-
idea
no-
of
no
something to
problem.
purchase.
Okay, then I'm gonna buy some paper and is there like ink?
Yeah.
I'm just reading through the chart. It's
The ink's 10 gold pieces and the ink pen's 2 copper pieces. So if you wanted to build like a 10 paper thingy or a 20 paper thingy, it would be like 20 gold pieces. between
Okay.
The paper you need.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy some of them because I got some writing to do.
Gonna make a
Same.
little ream, little leaf. Well,
Rather
Well,
do it for the
I need
reasons
to
too.
keep record of things now. Like,
pleasure doing business with you all.
I give her about 45 gold pieces.
Is
For
there?
what?
Thank you.
It's for rope, it's for a crowbar, it's for the ink and parchment, and
you
it
don't need to
was
buy shit
for
for me.
Oh, this was also for me. I was getting my own ink and
Oh,
parchment.
okay.
So rope, grappling hook, ink and parchment, and there was one other thing. Oh, crowbar.
Now you can do taxes on the road.
I
Yeah.
wanted to ask if she had a spyglass available.
Spyglass. Let me check my inventory.
Yes, 1,000 gold points.
That
Oh,
is
it's
a
in the
rare
list.
item,
Yeah.
but we do have one in stock.
I hand her 100 platinum pieces.
Thank you kindly, madam.
You're suddenly her favorite person.
Uh-huh.
That's
Money talks. I just go play with my new toy, and everything else that I buy that's mundane.
She certainly got an eye for detail. Hopefully looking for a better eye of detail. Is there anything else I can do for you people? Lord Serpent Helm?
If you do ever come across any magic items, as you can tell, we kind of do go out and about. We probably would be willing to give you something nice for it, or trade something nice for it, if you ever want to go in that direction with your store.
Yeah. Sure, if something comes by and they're able to sell it to me for a fair price, I'll take it. If I think I can
Awesome.
resell it.
Oh, and I'm also gonna buy a bar of soap again.
Just
Oh,
ask
no.
one class to clean you up. She has that thingy.
Yeah, what happened to your last soap? I don't know.
Someone took it. I wonder who.
Bitch took my soap. Alright, you can purchase some soap.
I already did. We got 2 soaps.
I just abuse Broomcrash's bath mechanic whenever I need a bath.
That's fair.
Well, if you ever need anything and find yourselves in Galestone again, just let me know. And,
Thank you, Missy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
bye, folks. And she goes back to some of her paperwork. Alright, you guys heading down south?
South. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blacksmith Warren, I assume is the next.
They might have something neat.
You knock on the door, but there is no answer. You guys do recall that you saw a gnome sitting in the filthy fox. Boomcrash, you do recognize that gnome now that you bring back your mind to it. That
Mhm.
was Blacksmith Warren. He's a
I let
morning
everybody
drinker.
know. Yeah. He's
Eh.
he's day drunk. It's fine.
Okay, I can appreciate that. Let's just move on.
Okay.
Right, you guys head to the Carpenter.
Oh, actually, if I buy oil, does that come in something, or do I need to have something to put that in?
It's probably a flask of oil. They were not keeping it in like a dispenser for you to fill
Okay.
up whatever you needed. It was probably in a pre-made container.
Okay, then I have some flask of oil.
You guys knock on the carpenter's door. They open the door. They are a male half-elf with rough brown skin and long curled black hair with brown eyes. He opens the door and says, "Oh, welcome. My name's Mowbray. What can I do you for? Do you need repairs or anything?"
No.
Oh.
Not that I know of.
making our rounds. We introduce ourselves real quick to get that out of the way.
Oh, Lord Serpenthelm and friends, welcome. If you ever need anything, especially on your keep, prepared. I hope you're satisfied with the work, by the way. I keep an attentive eye to detail when it comes to my job. Yeah, if you ever need anything, I'll be right here. In the meantime, I'm just doing repairs and making furniture for these folks.
Speaking of furniture, you should probably ask for the commission of the furniture cost for your own sake.
Oh, I'm assuming that there's probably a bill with all of that, but we still have some empty rooms. About how much would it be to furnish some of those with some chairs and beds and such? About 4 rooms worth, maybe.
Well, depends on how fancy you're talking.
Probably only one of them.
Rosewood.
Ebony. Mahogany.
Only
Ebony is the
one.
most expensive.
Probably 2 would be office spaces, and the other 2 would be quarters. So something like that. Maybe something not too fancy.
You're the lord of the damn keep. Go fancy as you can.
I'm not going to be living here all the time, though. I just need something that's, relatively modest, but humble and cozy.
Zumasu, this is your
And
second
sturdy.
home.
Come
It's
on.
too late. You're already some rich white person with 3 homes, and this is the second one that will be furnished and never used.
I'm only white because I nearly died and my hair turned white.
Well, it suits you.
The skin condition.
Okay, think of it this way. Think as the home that you're not gonna visit, you actually want the best quality stuff here because you want it to last without maintenance.
Guess that's fair.
It's true. A lot of exotic hardwoods would probably last a lot longer.
Well, if you're looking for something plain, it'll probably run you about, 1 to 5 gold pieces per piece of furniture. If you're looking for something fine, it's more in the line of like 10 to 15 gold pieces.
Give me a sec here. Do some quick math here. So, if I gave you around 4 platinum pieces, that would just be enough for like 4 nice pieces of furniture then, right?
For platinum, yeah, that would probably do it.
So if I gave you then around 18, that'd be enough to probably furnish the 4 rooms with pretty nice furniture, right?
Oh, I would say so.
Alright.
Any sorts of designs you're looking for in particular? I am a fan of a lot of the sort of natural forms myself, and he shows you around his place. It's filled with a lot of works in progress, but a lot of it has like sort of leaf-like flourishes and curved like legs on all the chairs and whatnot.
You just make something that would look inviting. I'm gonna request that 2 be bedrooms, so standard bed, probably a chair and a desk, and then one of them will be a sort of meeting hall, and then the other one will be an office space.
For the Fantastic Four.
Alright, well, I'll see what I can do. This will certainly keep me busy for a while.
Half now, half later, I give him 10 platinum pieces.
Sure, that gives me incentive. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll use my best interpretation. He sort of winks at you guys and goes off to his drawing board.
Alright. We want to check out the beehive now, right?
Okay.
Yes! Yes!
Alright.
The bee!
Well, I think that's something for next time. No, I'm just kidding.
Blow me! Going!
First,
Do you want me to drag you all over? Or...
Yes.
Sure. As long as I'm first.
I'm still digging around in this adventurer's gear stuff. So
I'm picturing Boomcrash doing like a Naruto run towards the beast guy. He's like,
I was picturing her skipping, but that works too.
Dang, somehow I ungrabbed him on. You guys head to this just dirt path out through the peach trees into a highly wooded area where Boomcrash met a strange cottage earlier. There was an egg that was smelling around back that she was able to procure, but had to rush away before she actually was able to knock on the door. The cottage is very not best built. It looks like everything here kind of has a standard to architecture. This one looks like it was made by somebody else.
Ramshackle.
Yeah, ramshackle.
I go up and knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and there is like a sort of rush as a bird kind of peeks up through a crack in the door, kind of looks
Bird?
down at you, and then like flies away.
Oh?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Oh.
It's a few seconds before the door opens, and a Kadri old humanoid is sitting there before you. They have a staff that's like got a bunch of stuff on it, like a sort of fetish filled with a bunch of various nature elements. They look up toward you and they sort of scratch their head. You notice that they have a paw and claws, as well as 2 pointed ears and a cat-like face. This appears to be a member of the Tabaxi race. They have red-brown fur and yellow eyes and black tips on their ears. Their paws are white, except for one of their legs, which is made out of wood entirely. How can I help you, folks?
Hi, we're just introducing ourselves. My name is Boom Crash, and this is Zuzu. He owns Galestone Keep.
Oh, so you're the guy that's gonna be making all them peach wines. Well, my name's Pot of Bees, and I'm here, just acting as the potter and whatnot. So if you need any pots, I'm your pot dealer.
Nice.
Come in.
What?
He
What
opens the
is your
door.
last name? Actually, Bees?
No, Pot. You can call me Pot.
Oh. What's the bees for?
Oh, well. So, my name was sort of chosen by this little thingy that I found near where I was growing up. And he gestures for you to like sit down on the 2 chairs in the room. And he sort of
I sit on the floor.
he leans down on like the wall nearby, near his stove. You see, I found this strange cracked pot outside of my mother's house, and when I went to go investigate it, a beehive had grown inside of it. Opened it up, and damn thing chased me around the place before I was able to get inside. It was so covered in freaking bites and stings that it took me weeks to heal. Anyway, that's why they call me Pot of Bees now.
Aww.
Huh.
Most tabaxis are named after things, but don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I'm a kinku. We're usually named after sounds.
Oh, that's adorable. I love it. What's
I think
you
that's
said your name is
adorable,
Boom Crash?
too. Yeah. Well, it's actually, and I make the noise of big boom and then a crash, but people just call me Boom Crash because the
I can see why.
phonetics are kind of difficult.
He then tries to do his best interpretation of the noise, but kind of coughs on it a bit. Yes, quite. Boom Crash will do fine, I suppose.
You did great. Thank you.
But I just came here and, well, I heard that this place was turning into a peach wine place, and figured I'd come by. I just love peaches.
Oh my god. Oh,
Well,
I'm so worried about this little man.
well, you find yourself a nice little nook over here, I guess. Why so far away from all the other guys?
Well, I just prefer my privacy, you know. And
Oh, that's fair.
I like to be amongst the trees and whatnot. It just smells so good. Ever since I grew them, I've just been in love with them. The beautiful smells, the flowers, the birds coming in and out of my house to poop on everything. It gives a
Minus the last part, maybe.
gives a little rustic
I
hospitality.
am terrified of this guy.
Whatever
wouldn't
makes you
secret-
happy.
You wouldn't secretly be a druid, would you?
Well, it's a sort of hobby of mine. I came by here and, well, the peaches weren't coming up, so I figured I'd give them a little assistance.
Thank you.
Seriously, much appreciated.
Well, as long as I'm getting wine, I'm fine.
Would you be willing to actually be paid possibly in some wines and peaches and such? And you do a little extra upkeep on the forest around here?
Sure, if you're looking for some sort of groundskeeper, I can accommodate.
That might be an offer we'll be making pretty soon.
It's Hagrid meets Crookshanks. This is the
Yeah.
best.
Well, certainly. I'll just keep up with my plant growth spells that I'm doing, and just you give me wine, and I'll give you pot. And if you
Good
ever
dude,
need any
man.
other sorts of plants, you can just ask me.
Okay, Zuzu, you need to leave.
That's fine. All right, I'm gonna head back to the. I'm gonna go get my breakfast now. I think I've seen enough. Nice to meet you, old man.
You too, Lord. Lordy, Lord, Lord. Lord, 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 Lord.
So, buddy, now that he's gone, do you have anything a little bit more recreational?
Ooh, a little birdie after my own heart. He licks his lips and sort of scruffs his whiskers as he heads over to a drawer and kind of opens it. There's a whole bunch of leaves inside of it that kind of like burst out from the pressure of the drawer. And he looks through it.
How goddamn dank.
Not
Chris
here.
doesn't know how this works, so just let him go with it.
Listen here. This is a druid, okay? They've got
Fair.
drawers filled with leaves, alright? And
Is this the dollar store good kush?
he goes through a lot of drawers that are filled with leaves, until he finds some nice-looking ones, and goes and hands them to you. These ones should do nicely, I think. Here, first one's free. If you enjoy yourself, just come back. Yeah, anyway, you just want to take it and well, I think just a taste will do. And I think Boom Crash might have gone offline because she has disappeared from the Roll20.
Oh no.
She said her computer just unplugged.
Oh,
It unplugged.
Wow.
That's a different problem.
Wow.
That is a problem. That's a Mac problem where it immediately dies if it's over 50 years old.
Wait, really?
She's saying Boom Crash would like to buy drugs. Take the drugs and leave.
Drugs, please.
Drugs.
I'm back.
Oh,
Yay!
Oh, that was quick.
Whew.
Drugs, please.
I moved very quickly. So,
So yeah, you're in the middle of the buying the dank kush. So what's
Yay!
gonna
he's holding a leaf out in front of you and says the first one's free, and if you ever need any more, just come back to him.
oh my god, this is such a classic move. Okay, yeah, totes. I'm
It's
in.
gonna be catnip though, just saying.
That's
It does indeed look like catnip.
Yes!
I'm still game. Because you know what? I have a wand of cats. And that is, at the very least, a lot of entertainment.
True.
He gives you essentially a nice handful of leaves of catnip.
Cat, I got the nips. Excellent. I should not say it that way, but I committed.
I got the nips!
Too late. But it's okay.
From pot. Oh, bees. We got a pot dealer of the nip.
He deals
Oh,
he
God.
deals pottery. He deals with peaches. He deals with druidry.
Awesome. I love it.
Anyway, come back again, my dears.
Often. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Actually, I told to Zumasu that if he's being a druid, then see if you can invest into him maintaining the climate for the orchard.
That's what I was doing. I was asking him to be a groundskeeper.
He wants him to be a skykeeper.
I guess he could do that too. I don't know what groundskeepers do other than tend to plants and stuff. So I guess that's
They
magical
mostly are basically think like janitors, but outside, basically.
That's fine. A resident sort of groundskeeper, botanist, sky wizard.
Well, so far, you've left since then, but he mostly implied that he grew all these trees, so he at least knows like a sort of plant growing spell. You don't know if he knows control weather or anything like that, but you could ask him.
This is weird. My mice is going a little crazy. Give me a second, guys.
That's fair.
Everyone's shit is dying.
You guys
Technology is fighting us.
head back to the keep, where Benevolence has finished making a breakfast. It's a lot of eggs, much to your dismay, after the experience this morning.
Are they runny or are they fried?
They're just a nice scramble.
That's
Like a little bit of oregano and salt in there and pepper.
I hork it down.
Is there bacon?
Elegant.
It looks like there's some ham.
That's good enough. I eat mine very, very happily.
Thank you. Benevolence, this is lovely.
See? Told you.
Yes. A good meal after having all that plain goulash is a welcome thing.
Mouse sits there munching on her apple,
Yes.
chewing with her mouth open. Amon
Yes.
sits there eating his gruel that he's conjured angrily through his mask.
I refuse to eat the eggs. Only apples. Not even peaches.
At least you're going to be super regular.
Yeah. Pooping everywhere.
Good for fiber.
And caffeine.
Well,
Sort of.
come back around noon and I'll have lunch ready for you.
I guess I'm gonna go
I'm in
talk with
love.
Craig Mora now. Or Ketmora.
All right, you head back into the
see
keep.
those expenses. Who I gotta pay here.
Let's see expenses. So, Ketmora lays down the groundwork for you. You head over to her door and open it. She's still trying to organize stuff, but it looks like she has a pile. She like taps it on the ground and says, "Why don't we go upstairs?" And she takes you upstairs where there's a table that she's set up there and brought up a few chairs. It's much cleaner up there because there's nothing in the room. But
I knew I needed to make an office space.
yeah, I mean, Ketmora doesn't have anything else either. It's just the leftovers from Prien's sort of space that she had here when she was squatting. So you guys head on upstairs. Doop, and I'll at least send this to the back. There we go. Okay. You guys head upstairs. You can oversee like most of Galestone from here. Just over the walls, you can see the rooftops of those buildings that you had just visited. But Ketmora lays down the groundwork. It looks like all the payments that have been being made have come from the investments of a company associated with a Taurus, as you sort of already knew. But pretty much all of the expenses here have been paid for by a Taurus. You also see that Ketmora has gotten hold of the other contracts and whatnot, just in general for this whole place. She's sort of taken it upon herself to take care of some things in your absence. And it looks like she also has a deal with the winery. As a part of this agreement, basically some of your profits go to a Taurus's company.
Neat.
And that seems to be the payment for this all being paid for by him.
Shark
So-
Tank.
So he currently, instead of wanting an upfront loan, it's what is it? It's like where
He
every
specifically said he was making an investment.
bottle... Yeah.
It's literally Shark Tank. Except
Yeah.
you already exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So about
Um,
20% of all your profits go to a Taurus. That's after everything's been like determined.
How much would it be to buy him out?
I don't know if he's
Implying you
gonna take
can.
that.
This is a mob deal, my
implying you-
friend.
No.
So, I don't recall how much you guys put in, but this keep itself is worth about 50,000 gold pieces. And I think you guys were able to put in at least 20,000, so he has probably put in the rest to build it, as well as to make improvements to it, like specifically the winery, the kitchen, and the servants' quarters, and all that. So it looks like he's actually put a bit more in. It's probably more like 42,000 to totally buy him out of all, or at least pay back all the stuff that he has put into it.
Okay.
Oh well. You're
We
screwed.
can do part of it, but we're gonna have to do another massive Underdark job and kill
Mhm.
another dragon in order to be able to afford that.
Definitely.
But by the time we do that, we're gonna accrue more interest.
It's also assuming that
You'll
he's
never get
willing
ahead.
to
Yeah,
do
he's
that.
gonna let you. Yep.
Yeah.
He seems to have wanted an investment, and as an elf, investments can last for a while.
Sounds like he might
Yeah.
raise the interest rate over time, even if you do catch up, just so he can let you linger a little bit longer.
Well, that was kind of my question.
This
in terms of
wasn't a
cost.
loan. This was like a business
Yeah.
contract.
So it's more
Do
like
you
he
get
owns.
loans?
And you can
Does he
see
own, like-
that your signature is on the contract, which you
Yeah.
did agree to
So,
give him some
so
of
is
your
it like
profits.
he owns 40% of the company type thing with 20%.
Congratulations! This is the Shell Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Well, we knew that.
But
Ugh.
Ketmora also goes over how your business plan is going to work. Like I said, she was trying to take care of most of this in your stead. She mentions that when a Taurus came here, he was specifically... because he did visit Galestone at some point to check on things. And he essentially was trying to set up the way that the business was going to run. He seemed to want to get his little fingers in it. And he set up how the winery is going to interact with the tavern and with Allure itself, and then kind of got the word out so that these people would start gathering around Galestone, in addition to the people that just were hired to be here.
So he did totally do the Shark Tank marketing thing.
Essentially, he's like, I want 30%, and then 10% of your profits, and then, yeah, I'll partner with you.
So my question is, does he have a technical? So, Katmora is technically taking care of the books right now. Did he leave anybody behind as a sort of like manager, accountant, somebody? Or is
Nope,
that kind of the servant lady?
it seems that his company in Allure seems to have paperwork on their end as well. Mostly copies of your stuff, in addition to their other things. Yeah, nobody's here, like, regulating you or anything, or making sure it's run that way. But,
Let's keep it that way.
he's basically set things up for you so you barely have to do anything. And what this will lead to is me telling you how to make a profit. I've sort of mimicked the running a business model from 3rd edition, tried to simplify it and make it for 5th edition.
Did you scale
Good
it up?
luck.
Did you scale it up because everybody's always argued that they don't make sense in terms of people peasant-wise making money?
Oh,
I'm not sure. I just did it technically based on what they were doing, but we might be able to adjust it if things don't work out or something. So the way it generally worked is that you roll a d20 with your ability check based on the business itself. And then you add a bunch of modifiers based on the nature of the business, and then you subtract a flat number. Then the result is either a profit or a loss. If it's a negative, it's a loss. If it's a positive, then it's a profit, and it's multiplied by a multiplier. And it's in
That makes sense.
gold pieces.
Yeah.
So, basically, if you're a member of a merchant guild, which is not official yet, you would have to like set that up yourself. That's a
So we have
plus
to go register that.
yeah, that's a +2 bonus. If you get help from a skilled worker, then that is a +1 bonus during a week of work. So that would be probably somebody with proficiency with brewer's tools in your case.
Would it count as 2 if I hire the druid, since he'd be making sure the goods are good?
I
Because the
don't know.
quality of the place makes a difference.
We'll see. You're in a rural area, so it's +0. If you were in Allore itself, you would have a higher chance of making a profit, but since you're out in the boonies, it's just +0. You're not out in the wilderness, so it's not a minus. You technically have a large business, because this is the size of a keep, so it's a +4 to that. And you're a low-risk business, so that's also a +2, because you're essentially a farm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Worst case, peaches become jelly.
Yeah. So
Or
the
peaches.
total right now is +6. That's the flat roll. And then you will get +1 for each skilled person helping you, which in this case it's probably the person who runs the winery, at least. So the base is now +7. And your check, Zumasu, is going to be wisdom related, and hopefully with brewer's tools, but otherwise, let me think if there's a skill that you could potentially use to run
Could I
the
use-
business.
Could I use charisma instead, since it's mostly advertising on my end?
If you want to do it by advertising, then yeah, we can call it that. But generally, the running a business is probably more wisdom related.
So, what if I got a merchant's guild person to essentially be my temp owner, so he could run the intricate workings? since
You
he'd know that
mean
piece?
like a manager, like a general
Yeah.
manager?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I buy out a person from the merchant's guild to be a general manager here, and then I could use the charisma role to just basically advertise and
Yeah.
entice people and stuff.
The other thing is if you spend 40 hours a week, like promoting the business, which in your case would probably be advertising, you get advantage on this check. If you spend less than 8 hours a week promoting the business, like if you're out doing something else like adventuring, it's at disadvantage. And you roll it once a week.
Okie dokie.
So,
I'll see how much time in game I'll have for this.
yeah,
We got all
I'll
this other stuff
create
going on.
a thing for you, like a handout. But for now, it's just a +7 general charisma check with no skills applied, really. Maybe persuasion. Well, you don't have that trained, it looks like.
Technically, no.
Yeah, so it would be a straight charisma check for you. If you want, well, the business hasn't started up yet, but once it does, we'll get into that. And this is basically a meta version of her telling you how the business should be run.
Yeah.
And she explains that what she needs with you is probably advertising in Allore for the winery and getting the word out that it exists, as well as spreading it through adventuring circles that it's a new place for people to stop on their way to Allore.
Makes sense.
So yeah, there's your new business and your new stronghold. You have furniture being built for it as you speak.
Try. And it's a good. Yeah, I think that'll be the plan. Is probably go register with the Merchants Guild, So at least it'll also be in my name if something happens later, and then I can get somebody there to keep the books going while I'm not there all the time.
Yeah, sounds good, because Miss Cragmaker explains also that she doesn't run this place. She is a building contractor, and she's kind of excited for you to take over this position.
So she can get the hell out and move on to her next job.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Exciting.
I thank her for her time so far. She's already getting paid through the contract, right? That technically got covered by Taurus' stuff.
Oh yes, I'm being well paid.
I'm going to just if you have a business card, and if I ever need anything done again in construction, since you've done a wonderful job, I'll call on you first. If any other projects need to be done.
Oh sure. I do stuff all over Kingdom of Allure, so if you need me, you can always get in contact.
Builders Guild, right?
Yep.
Thanks for all your help. What time of day is it now?
After exploring and going over all the expenses and stuff, you've probably had lunch. Benevolence probably brought it up to you guys once she found out where you guys were. It's a nice little meal of like pork and sprouts and whatever. So it's probably about afternoon now.
I'm gonna go hit up what was his name, Sharn, to do some sort of arm wrestling thing or sparring match.
What?
I said Sharn bet he was stronger than me. We're gonna do this. The orc, remember from
Okay.
the tannery?
If you break your arm, I'm not gonna cast Cure on you.
I got my own cure stuff.
God, you better win.
All right.
Otherwise, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Even if he breaks an arm and loses, they're just not going to respect him anymore as a lord. It's okay.
All right.
And knock on his door.
Oh, so you weren't chicken after all. Well, if you mean to take me on, and he pulls out a greatsword that it looks like he has like in the corner of his room, like covered in like linens and whatnot. I don't have much in terms of armor, but I'm sure we can make use of it.
Did the Iron Braid guy make you that? Or is that your own?
Nope, family heirloom.
Nice.
On my father's side.
So, what kind of contest you want to do? Just a sparring match? What sort of thing?
Oh yeah, we'll say first to 3 blows.
That should be fine.
I was sneaking around to go and watch. Did anybody come and join her?
Oh, I want to watch this shit show.
I'm betting 10 gold he loses.
Yeah, nobody else is really around, but you guys form a sort of triangle.
I'm getting away because I'm shaking my head. Actually, no, I should stick around in case someone dies. I'll stick around. You idiots.
You're still, of course, a little wounded from the Fey Bunny battle.
I wasn't too bad, and I healed myself a little bit.
You did.
Do you want a healing potion, honey?
I'm at 56. I'm pretty good. I'm in like I'm not a little bit over half health. Should be good. This is
Have
just
fun,
Take
kill
a
them.
healing potion, please.
Over here, my lord. Let's fight near the pit. Not in the pit. Too much gross stuff in there.
Sounds fair. All right. He's letting me stay in my. This is not out loud. He's letting me stay in my armor though.
Yeah,
Well,
looks like it.
I mean, it's first to
Okay.
3 blows. So,
Yeah.
it just hit 3 times. Bam. It's kendo.
Sharn
Alright.
takes out his greatsword, and just sort of like raises it up to like the level of his eyes, and puffs out his elbows. Ironius, give me strength and valor, and let me
Are we allowed to
destroy
do
my
that?
foes.
All right, I cast bless on myself.
Alright, it doesn't seem like he's actually casting anything. He's just sort of saying this.
I say my prayer out loud and cast Bless on myself.
Of course.
Oh, you're doing an actual flex.
I know Boom Crash is like over there, but I like to think that Boom Crash is like sitting on the roof.
I do too.
No, that's why I put myself on the roof.
Oh, I
because
see.
I want the stadium seat.
Fair enough.
Mao might follow suit, just like, oh, that's really good, and scramble up the side to sit next.
Alrighty, let's hold on a sec.
Initiative?
I got initiative. It looks like
Alright.
we got a
Haha.
3 and a 1.
Okay.
Sharn kind of goes, so, do we, and you're like, well, I don't, do you go first, or,
And then
Break
I
his
just go.
legs!
I just go. Start already, you idiots!
and then Sharn goes,
And that's the start.
"Ah!" and takes a whack at you. Oh,
Ha!
ugh, guess I gotta be quicker than that.
My
Sharn,
turn.
Sharn has 2 attacks on his turn, actually.
Oh no.
He, after the momentum of his blow, he reverses it to swing back at you. Ugh! Swings and misses again. Wily little muskrat. And it's your turn.
Yeah. And I use my D4. Damn it.
You missed him. He deflects your blow with the hilt of his sword as he brings it up to meet him just in time. You have to do better than that.
Ah,
Damn it.
okay. That hit?
A 17 does not hit him.
Damn. He must be a barbarian.
I
As you
see
guys,
this happening. Can I cast True Strike on Zuzu?
I think that's
No.
self.
No,
I
that's.
think it's
Oh.
only self-cast.
Wait, it is?
Yep.
Yep. True Strike is an awful spell.
So the
Except
wizard
it's
can hit.
been saving my bacon, so.
Sharn, as your sword clatters down upon his, it's like caught in his crossguard as he finally shoves it away from you. My turn. And Sharn swings with his greatsword. Another miss. Damn, it's hard to hit you. That shield is a coward's weapon.
You're pretty nimble for some reason.
Lots of practice.
Okay, that ain't gonna hit no matter what.
He leaps to the side out of the way.
Oh, that'll hit. I'm guessing.
He tries to use his reaction to give himself +2 AC, but it's not enough. He tries to
We're
go.
doing non-lethal damage here, by the way.
Okay. He goes to parry your weapon, but it's too late. You catch him in the shoulder. Ugh! Ugh! Ugh!
Blunt
Remember,
side.
I can just heal people. Go
I know.
ham.
But blunt side hits are probably better than, slashing through somebody's shoulder.
He's got like
Alright.
leather padding, kind of, so it doesn't do as much damage as you'd hope. Not that you'd hope for damage.
Yeah.
You know.
I just mean I'm not trying to, sever an artery. I'm just trying to get a poke in.
Ugh. One blow. Alright. Well, let's try and hit you then. Haha!
Wait, nope, still doesn't hit.
Oh, it still doesn't hit. He
21.
goes to swing his sword down on you, but you just barely bring up your shield just in time. He kind of skids along it and flies off to the ground. Darn, I thought that one would have hit you.
That does hit.
You're tough, I'll give you that.
Damn. Alright. Nah. Still nothing. Okay, another hit.
Alright. His parry is not enough for that either. So you hit him again. This time you kind of like kick him away and then hit him with the hilt of your sword in the side. And he's unable to block it. He's like completely open. Ugh! Ugh. 2 for me. Let's see if I can even things up. Nope. Nope. He's starting to tire. The sweat's really showing on his brow. You can see that he is getting a bit of a grunt as he gets into the fighting of it. Hieronius, give me strength. Smite my foes.
I'm sorry, man. I'm the more devout Herodias follower. I'm gonna cast what is it? Divine Justice Blade.
Holy shit. You
Hey,
charge
listen
your...
here.
You're trying way too hard on this.
You hold your sword up to the sky. By Hieronius' might! And it, like a bolt of lightning, strikes it and it crackles with electricity. Sharn kind of like backpedals in amazement, like, oh,
It only
It's
7
just a
damage.
duel, bro.
it's just a prank, bro! And your sword clatters down upon his...
38.
His...
30.
Yeah, 38. He raises up his sword to block it, using his other hand to hold it up, but your sword shatters right through it, snapping it in half, and giving him like a scar on the top of his forehead. He
Oh shit.
backpedals and falls
Damn, dude.
flat on the ground.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I realized what I just did. I'm gonna lean a hand. Oh shoot. Yeah. Sorry. I got way too into that. I'm gonna lower a hand down and give him some lay on hands for 15.
He is on the ground with his eyes closed and unresponsive. You head over to him and attempt to heal the wound on his forehead, and his eyes flare awake. No. Yeah. I'm awake. I'm awake. I got it. I'm a half-orc.
I'm sorry, dude.
I got reckless. I'm still at... well, I guess we proved who's the better.
I've seen a few things. Don't take it too hard on yourself. It was a tougher fight than I thought it would be.
Give the 10 gold to Boom Crash.
You help Sharn up and heal his head. He's got a nasty scar there right now.
I give him another 5 to get rid of the scar. Lay on hands.
I guess
it's all-
there's a bit more to worshipping Hieronius than just yelling his name.
Well, in my case, you gotta do a few good things, and I point to my glowing hand as the magic faded.
Oh. Magic? That's not valor. You cheated.
No, this was just to heal you.
Sharn picks up the two halves of his father's ancestral sword and
Oh my
walks over
God.
towards his
such
hide
an
shop.
Do you
Well,
want to
Can I
help fix the
Can I
back?
cast mending on it?
Yeah.
Like, eyes are like I gonna say like I gonna motion it toward me. I can probably mend it. It takes me a full minute though.
Sharon, my friend over here can probably fix your sword real quick.
Well, repair my sword, but not my spirit. Here. He hands it to you.
He's like learn from defeat, and you'll still have much to grow. And then I'm just gonna stand there and just solder the sword halves together, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna give Zamasu a weird look, like, why? Why?
Had to go
I am
ham
re-
on the peasant tanner.
Gotta show his boss, I guess. It's gonna take me a whole minute, so you guys can do whatever the heck you want while I'm repairing this.
I'm sure Zimasu will start reading a few more pages of Machiavelli's The Prince before heading back to his keep to rule through fear.
Oh my God.
Sharn's
Now I
sword.
feel bad.
Sharn's sword has been repaired. There's a noticeable weld where it's been repaired, unfortunately, due to the magic. But he seems to say that it'll just be a reminder for him. The sword's already beat up enough as it is. He hefts it over his shoulder, swings it around a bit. I guess it's good as new. At least can fend off thieves or whatnot. Anyway, if you need hides, my lord, I'll be in here. He goes
my
inside and
God.
starts like nursing his ego.
Yeah, I'll help him out later.
Yeah.
Haven't
Oh
you
my
done
god,
enough?
dude.
It was harder to hit than I thought he'd be.
The thing that helped you kill dragons. Use it on the Tanner.
It's okay, as long as I get a rest, I get it back.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. I didn't waste any resources killing the Tanner. Okay, your duel is done. Word will probably get around of what you've done. The town will remember this.
Oh my
Oh, no.
god.
It's probably not that bad. Sharn's a bit of a
At
baby.
least I'm friends with the drug dealer, so ha.
True.
Right, do you guys want to do anything else while you're here in Galestone? It took about a day and a half to get out here, and then you've spent about a half day here, so it's probably been 2 days since you've left Allure.
I think it's probably worth
So
just.
I'm gonna stay here for 3 more days, mostly because that's how long it takes for my nightmare to recharge.
Don't want to pony up a ride with us? My horsey can
Well-
fit too.
Well, if you need me, I'll come, but I got some stuff to take care of. I'm
I
gonna
was
be borrowing one of
itching.
the rooms in there.
Mm.
I suppose that's fair. I'll just let them know that you're gonna be using the room for a little bit, in case they need to use it or, whatever. So just disturbing you
Yeah.
vice versa.
I'm gonna be inside the keep, lying on the floor, writing some stuff.
Staring up at the ceiling a little bit while you're thinking.
Yeah.
I imagine
So-
he's on his stomach with his feet kind of going back and forth as he nods his head back and forth.
Like he's writing in a diary.
Oh
Dear
I mean,
diary.
it kind of is at this stage.
Yeah.
Dear Encabulos, today I was a prophet for your unholy name, but then I realized you were bad. So,
my god.
sorry.
Basically,
Sorry for that
Basically.
image.
Worth it.
You are very seriously writing down the word of your. If I recall from what you said you wanted to do, you're writing a new Bible.
well, no, at this stage is more of
Cliff notes?
yeah, although it's more like an outline of like the stuff that I need to do, and the information that I've gathered so far, and not to mention the fact that so I didn't write it last time. What was the name of the genie supposed genie city?
I put it in the Discord. The
Okay,
place that
I'll look
NL
into it.
mentioned was Famladan.
Famladan. Okay, because
It's a very weirdly spelled word.
Wait, is it Famladam? I wrote Amladam.
I corrected you in the chat, Discord.
Oh, I see it.
Oh.
so
Oh, yeah, that is weird.
Phamlidanh.
Exotic, I see.
God, so many H's.
I don't
Anyway,
think-
sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to spell it. I don't think Mao would know how to spell that.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't expect anyone to get that spelling of that word that is made
Flam.
up. Whoa, Black Betty, Famladan.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's I got some goals that I'm working toward, and I figured 3 days is pretty good.
That would let us get some. That would let us get some stuff done back at Allure if we needed to too before we met up.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you can always leave you here, and they can go back to Allure if they want.
I would
Mal's
probably.
got her
I was.
horse in the stable, I think.
And a horse that I have to return, apparently.
Oh yeah, because it was rented.
So I'd probably just want to talk with what was her name? Not Eloise. Athena and Galamina, the servant leader and the vintner lady.
Sure. I brought them
Before I
back
go.
into existence. Athena is at your beck and call. She's regularly going around the keep, making sure that things are in order. Galamina is sticking to the winery, so you guys can probably meet up in there.
All right. I'm probably just gonna head back to. So I'm just gonna tell them I'm I was going to probably stay overnight, then head back to Alori to maybe see if I could get any other resources we might need. Telling them I'm probably going to get somebody to be a general manager of the keep while I'm out and about, so that they can keep the records straight and handle all the paperwork and stuff. And asking them if they want any help from the city in particular, like more workers specifically for the vineyard thing, or any supplies for the servant stuff.
Oh, well, I think that we're good on hands around the winery. And we are also good with the resources around Galestone itself. If you need, we may need guards around the place. The other mercenaries have all left. Their contracts ended some time ago, Athena says.
That's probably wise. So I'll probably be sending over somebody to take over a role as a general manager, and some guards probably to station here.
We will be
do we
ready
need
to
any more
receive
space
them.
Okay.
How many guards do you think you guys probably would need? Maybe around 4 to 5?
Oh, for the main proper, I suppose that would do. It's really based on how well you want to defend it.
That's fair. I'll take a recommendation then from the Merchants Guild while I'm there.
I would say probably at least a patrol and somebody in each keep or something. That's probably what I would do, but what do I know?
Yes, thank you for your input. All right. I'll go to my chambers then, and I'll probably head off in the morning. Nice to meet all of you.
Of course,
Thank
my
you
lord.
for taking good care of the keep.
Athena bows and exits after you do.
All right. I think I'm pretty much good for that. I'd probably eat a few peaches and then just go to sleep before we head out in the morning.
All right, sounds good. You guys head over to the Galestone Inn for the night and tuck yourselves in. It's fairly comfortable. The beds are very new, and you guys are able to get a good night's rest. You guys benefit from a long rest and
Yay!
wake up in the morning.
Feeling like P. Diddy.
I was about
Sorry.
to say. Oh no, I'm flying. That's doing the thing again.
What are you saying, Allie? Oh, Allie's saying that there was someone rapping on our door.
Oh,
I realized
yeah.
my mic was up. Stupid
Yeah,
mic.
no, I made a Kesha reference.
Okay,
I apologize. Anyway.
so you guys, at least 3 of you, I think, are heading back. Amon seems to want to stay here so he can get some personal time with his nightmare in a few days when it comes back.
Yep. I also let I guess Athena know to let him be for the most part.
All right. So I guess we can go to the overworld and leave Amon behind.
I feel kind of
Yes.
bad.
I feel kind of bad too.
I mean, he's a friend. He's not like he's family.
No,
Just some-
he's my flock. He is family.
At least well capable of being able to handle himself.
He's
Is he though? I mean, he's the one that died the most. Is he?
I think Mouse sees you as coming back from the dead as being like an extra superpower. So yes.
Okay, fine. Anyway, get out of here.
All right. Head back to ye old overworld.
Drop off the pony as we go past it.
Yeah, you guys head to. Wait, was the pony from Keymot or was it from Alore?
It wasn't
think-
from Alori. I think it was from.
I think it's
someplace-
from Keymot.
Okay. Yeah, you can head to Keymot. Did you write down what the deposit was?
I did not write it down because I knew I was going to return it, so I have not adjusted my coin in any way whatsoever.
So you haven't taken it out or brought it back?
Correct.
Okay.
But I believe it was like 5 silver.
Yeah, it was pretty much whatever the cost of the riding horse was in the player's handbook. So you head back to Keymot. We don't spend too much time here, because there are no issues with you guys taking the journey back to Allure. Kind of got wild there because the hex grid doesn't like to work correctly. But yeah, you guys head back to Allure, stopping in Keymont Town on the way back. You guys don't rush as fast as you did last time, so you kind of stay overnight in Keymont. The room there is just like 2 silver, if you wanted to stay the night there. And then you head back to Allure in the morning. And ba-boom! We are back from outer space.
Give me a minute, I have to reboot Roll20 again.
Yeah, that's fair. I've seen you like popping in and out. I wasn't sure if anything was wrong. So, you guys have returned to Allure. Is there anything that you guys want to do while Zumasu is getting back in?
I have to go check into my job.
I'm going to go back to school and cling to Egranor a little bit more.
Okay.
Maybe do some more homework.
It's a bit of a difficult time right now because I'm basically offering you guys downtime.
Okay.
But I know that there's also story elements that you guys want to try and take care of. So I guess if you guys want to try and do downtime activities, we can try and do it week by week.
Okay.
Or we can start out doing story stuff right now and then get into that. Because I feel like some of you guys have stuff you immediately want to do.
Mao's itching. Mao has it's like fucking like a cocaine addict itch kind of thing. She needs to go steal shit and figure out stuff.
Alright.
I just feel like I get in trouble if I don't talk to the Leaf Crown, since word has probably got out that I came back.
That's fine.
Also, you gotta talk to. Yeah, in my case, I mean, it's gonna take me like 2 days to come back. So.
Yeah, and you can describe what you're doing
Yeah.
if you're doing anything else in Galestone or think anything else you want to do there. For now, Mao, why don't we go to you, since you be itching. So,
Mao was itching the moment that everyone was like, "We're leaving the Galestone." She's like, but things.
but Easter Bunny. But what
I know, yeah.
about Easter? I'll just drag you guys to the center here with your various mounts.
I'm gonna run off and sort of fix some errands, by the way, as we're, just saying, you guys are all excited to go hang out with Galestone and stuff, but I have things to do.
Mao
fair.
stalks off
That's fair.
into the bowels of Allure.
Yeah.
Thanks
Zumoso,
for all your
I
help.
might stop by. Are you gonna be in your office? And she has like air quotes.
You mean my house?
No, at work.
At the keep?
The
Probably
Leaf
not for a
Crown.
little bit.
The other work with your little dude friend and all of your paperwork
Oh.
and cases and things.
Probably I have to sort out a few things.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
know
might
you.
stop
I know
by.
you got a wine business, but you're also like in the CIA.
Technically, it'd be more like the FBI, but
Well, you
Homeland
investigate
Security.
internal corruption,
Homeland Security.
that's
Sure.
FBI Homeland Security.
so I guess you're Homeland Security.
If by chance you get the time, but just by chance, could you look into a little bit more of those weird cult things that apparently said were closed? Like, if you could find some of those files, it'd be awesome.
Supposedly, it had a guy on it, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. And then
Remember,
Oh.
jet fuel can't melt the Senate.
Oh, I remember a thing that I can do. I can go to Juliana's apartment and finish learning Tensor's floating disk, because that was the spell that was interrupted by the Dark Lady.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Okay, so Mao, you inform Zumasu of this before you head off into the dark, deep bowels of Allure. What are your plans? I know you had some plans.
trying to infiltrate the minnows once more, sort of figure out a little bit more information, and potentially meet up with a few others of the Vintners Guild and try and dig in. I would like to be as much of a parasite as possible, in a sense, and dig myself real deep under the skin.
Okay. So, you have sent Biff off, so you can take on Biff's identity. He was a member of the Minnows,
Uh-huh.
so he definitely has an in to that. Um,
He's not the most, I don't know how to describe him. He's not the most excellent choice, but he's at least the only choice I have. Bottom of the barrel sort of kind of.
Oh, that kind of describes you, doesn't it?
Hobos.
I'm not there, by the way.
Just hiss into random alleyways just to scare, like, rats away.
so, Mao, you head off to Biff's apartment, and you sort of get yourself ready to go. You, like, acquaint yourself with his things, and start trying to talk around town, figure out what the minnows have been up to since your time, because you've been away for 2 months. You're not sure what they've been up to.
Yeah. So if anything, it's like playing the drunk version of Biff, just kind of listening and learning.
Yeah, and when you're not Biff, you're also just like kind of listening around too, in the cases where you don't need to be Biff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have you make, let's make a general, charisma check, unless you'd rather it be perception.
I'm fine with charisma.
Okay, yeah, you got a 19. So you've effectively you've been learning how to interact better with people, especially after being alone with a whole group of people for 2 months. You sort of learned how these vintners interact with each other. They're friendlier than, you would normally think, at least to those who are in with their crowd. And you're able to get up some information. The minnows do operate out of the Two Fishes still. That is definitely the place where they hang. And they've just been up to their usual tricks of thievery and gang fighting, just like mugging people on the streets and whatnot, causing general terror. Not like to a large extent, it's mostly stalking around the Undercroft, and then stealing from the occasional white-collar business in the upper city.
So they walk in a group and they snap their fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're generally a mediocre gang. It's not like they're doing huge, like, evil vintner thingies,
Yeah.
but they do vintner... what's it called? Dirty work, call it. So, let's go to you. So, Mao, you find yourself in the Two Fishes at some point as Biff. It looks like they've gathered during the night to talk about a potential score. And you do note that Flickwhisker is with them in her humanoid form. She kind of like looks you up and down as you sit down with the rest of the folks. And a face that you've heard the name of makes an appearance. Her name is Fendril Crew. She's the new leader of the Minnows gang. She's bald and has green eyes, gold skin, and a sort of half of the side of her head has been shaved, and the other half is like slopped over onto the other side. It's like a medium cut. She is a human, unlike all the half-elves in this city. And she has called you all here to lay out a new plan. All right, minnows, gather round. We're doing a new hit this weekend. All right? So I wanted to go over everything with you guys. I know we got some new members here, so We just want to be sure that everybody knows what's going on. She, like, eyes a few people other than Biff. Biff is still a member. And again, I am in charge, alright? We don't need any people questioning me again, like that last guy, Billy. He won't be joining us ever again. Capiche?
Biff makes a drunken yeah.
Alright, Biff, cop. Yeah, God damn it.
Over enthused as always.
Anywho, we are going to be hitting an upper side place. It's a bit of an odd job, so we need some fine folks on it. Flick Whisker, we're going to need your talents as well. We're going to be hitting a place commonly known as Enel's. They've got a whole bunch of stuff inside of there, and we're hoping to get our hands on a bunch of those magic items that he has. It's going to be a real tight, real rough way in there, but our sources have assured us that we have a solid way in. Alright? She starts going over a plan of sorts, where Flick Whisker is going to be going around on the side with a small, concentrated anti-magic field, hiding her from an alarm spell set in place. It doesn't last long. It only lasts for about 10 minutes or so. But it's also small enough that it won't be noticeable, and she, in her rat form, can sneak inside and unlock the doors for them, disable the alarm, let you guys in to ransack the place. And this is going to be going down on Saturday.
What day is it today?
I also realized that I haven't really mentioned a day of the week system in this world. So we'll say it just uses ours for ease of conversion.
No,
So
it's gotta be
whole-
special and obnoxious.
Alright, fine. The
It has to be Thor's day.
weekdays, each week is 10 days.
Fuck.
And
God damn it.
each day is named after a different deity. A Hieronius is Saturday, so it's
I don't like it.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Keep going.
call it Valor Day.
Fuck.
So this is going down on Valor Day, but you guys are actually on fuck. What's another Greyhawk deity? Please hold. I have a book. Dude.
Use it as a list. Just go all the way down.
I know. I gotta find the lists.
Neural Day.
I love how
God
the
of
party day.
God of Death. Neural Day is a Monday.
Yeah. Nerul Day is Monday.
That is a good idea.
But also, why is Valor Day a Saturday? Why can't it be a party
That's
day?
when sports are happening.
Yeah.
Or-
Sunday.
Okay, that makes sense.
Remember,
I
it's a
guess.
10-day week, so Saturday is kind of like later in the week.
It's like the
Anyway.
Thursday of the week. Oh, I hate this so much.
I don't want a 10-day week. Is there only 3 weeks in a month?
Anyway,
Yeah. Today is the day of
So how many
Istus.
so how
It's
many days does Mao have?
it's Fater Day, the day of fate, and Mao has about 4 days to set up for this.
Gross. But also fair.
So we all understand our roles. We only need about 4 people on this job, other than old Flick Whisker over here. So we're gonna take so and so, so and so, so and so.
Biff puts his hand in the air.
Biff. Look, this is an important job, Biff. We can't be having you messing things up again. All
But-
right?
Can I just be like a watchman or something? Can I help?
Yeah, you're gonna be on watch duty because you messed up the last several times. All right, you had that one good streak like 2 months ago, but you've since fallen out of your good graces again.
It comes with the ale and the drink.
The last
Sorry.
leader of the minnows was soft on you. I'm not gonna be that soft. Benrel crew doesn't go soft. Anywho, if yous want to get back in my good graces again, you'll do a good job. And you won't play hero. Won't do anything out of the ordinary. Capiche?
Capiche. Biff makes sad faces at the leader, but also slightly disgruntled in his ale.
Can we give Biff like some the ion stone for intelligence increase and some dexterity help so he doesn't constantly fuck up?
No, that's only when I'm not there and not.
Exactly. Let's
Be
boost
him,
his
yeah.
stats so he doesn't fuck up.
Did you want to try and convince them that you're up for this?
I do.
Okay. I didn't know if you just wanted to roll with whatever I'm saying, or if you wanted to try and...
No, he was gonna try to approach after and be like, I can really do this. You know that those 2 weeks ago, I swear, that's puts the drink down kind of thing, puts it aside. It's like, done. I can do it. The done for.
Make a persuasion check. Well, I'm glad somebody's rolling well today. She looks you up and down. She sees your stance is like solidified, mainly because you're not actually drunk. You're pretty wide-eyed for your spying position. And this has convinced her. All right, I'll write you into the plan. But one fuck up, and you're out. Understood?
Understood.
All right. She heads off, leaving the rest of the minnows there to drink their nights away before they go cavorting on the town. Make a perception check for me. Alright.
Eh,
I was
just a 9 on a natural 1. What? How bad is that?
just wondering, you know, just you're looking around, but you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary.
Passive is higher.
Anyway, no reason. So the rest of you
Biff
boys.
is in his drink, pretending to drink it, but not really. But yeah, that.
Right. Let's go perhaps to Boom Crash. So,
Oh, okay.
Lay Boom Crash, you are at Juliana's apartment. The address
Oh,
that,
I bring her a flower.
of course.
Yeah.
On the way there, you stop by the Royal Gardens and go and snap off one of their flowers. They don't need it. And head off to Juliana's place. You stop by her apartment, head up to the second story, and head off to her room. A few raps on the door, and you hear a coming. And the door opens, and you see Juliana there. She is wide-eyed as she realizes who's knocking. Oh, Boom Crash, I wasn't expecting you today. Oh, is that for me?
Yeah, if it's okay. Is now a good time? I can come back if it's not.
It's always a good time for you. Come on.
Ugh.
I keep the place nice and clean, so... And she does seem to keep the place nice and clean. Everything seems to be in its own place, as it were. She has Giblet fly over to a chair and, like, struggle to pull it out for her as she sits down. Giblet being her bat familiar, of course, who helps her...
So cute!
Who helps her see through her blindness. She sniffs the flower and puts it in a vase nearby. So, what brings you by here? Not that I'm not happy to see you, but...
Well, one, because wanted to check in and see how you were doing. And two, we can be study buddies again, because magic is complicated, and I am going to train to be a wizard like you now. So I'm starting at square one, so I have a lot to learn.
Oh, you are? You changed your mind?
Yes, I was able to change my mind. Apparently, warlock nonsense. Deities are a bad thing. Anyway, I'm better now.
Oh, well, if you're better, that's great. Yeah. I'm. I think
So I
I'm.
think the
I think I'm
last-
free today.
Okay.
Here, let me go get something. And she gets up and walks across the room towards a bookshelf, and starts searching through it. Giblet guides her hand over to one.
Oh.
Yeah. Right where we left off. I remember the page and everything. And she opens it to a folded down page near Tensor's disc as
Yay.
it's going through the spell. If you're still interested in learning this one, of course.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
Yay!
I'll get some tea on and here, just go through it and review things.
Okay, if you need any help, let me know.
Of course. And she heads off to make you some tea with help from Giblet. And I guess I'm going to have you make an Arcana check.
Okay. No, that is not where that is. Okay.
Oh
Roll
yeah, I
skill.
changed the roll thing.
Yeah, I went for the button that I would usually click, and it's attack dagger, and I'm like, no, that would be bad.
Yeah.
Or is that
the-
fully intentional?
The new macro system, I tried to be like, if you need to roll something, you go to the roll button.
It makes perfect sense. It's just going to be something to get used to. That's all.
Yeah, I just figured I'd show my work. So you start going through the things, and you spend a few hours talking back and forth with Juliana, going over the day-to-day nonsense. You explain how you guys went to go to Zumasu's keep in Galestone, and she asks a lot of questions about that and reminisces
Wait,
about going to the
She doesn't
countryside.
talk about that because she doesn't know that I'm Zumasu.
Well, again, we discussed that they don't know who you are.
Okay,
I
so
guess
your friend has a keep.
your friend has a key.
Mhm.
And she's just talking about, oh, it would be nice to go out to the country every once in a while. And in between all of this, you go over difficult pieces of Arcana, at least for you. For her, she seems to have a fairly good grasp of it. And you are eventually able to come up with a new ritual spell for Tensor's Disc. You still, I think, need to pay the requisite amount of money and whatnot to copy it into your book. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I do.
So you now know how to. You would just need to go off and do that on your own.
Okay.
So just, deduct the costs and whatnot that
Yeah,
it
I
is.
just need to find the cost.
That's fine. But yeah, you spend the day with Juliana, and if you'd like, you can also attempt a charisma check.
I would like to attempt a charisma check.
I thought you would.
I nearly attacked her with a dagger again.
Ah!
Nope.
Well, intimidation is a charisma check. Just saying.
It is a charisma check, but and it's one that I'm good at. It's just, yeah.
So throughout the time, you're still a little awkward around her. She seems to, you guys, you actually weren't here for this. It was kind of because your internet was going wonky.
Okay.
But you made a charisma check in the bar when you guys were meeting, and you were a little sloshed, and she wasn't too impressed with it. But you seem to have repaired any damage that was done.
Okay.
You explained that was a sort of you getting out of hand because you had just come back from a perilous journey, so you needed to cut loose a bit. But you've repaired all of that, and
I'm
she
a messy
seems
drunk. It doesn't happen often.
she seems genuinely excited to see you, and whatnot.
Yay.
Juliana will remember this.
Study buddy.
And you spend the day studying and learning a new spell. Excite.
Woo.
All right, Zuzu. Woohoo. Where are you off to?
Yay! I'm 1 second, sorry. I have to go finally check in with the Leaf Crown because they probably got word from somebody that I'm back in town. Since I did go to the clerics.
Probably.
Putting it off.
You head to the Leaf Crown. Yeah. So the Leaf Crown, the head guard in Allure. You are, of course, a High Paladin of the Acanthus stronghold, the Acanthus branch of the military, which is the Paladins of Hyronius.
Can
You-
I do a charisma check to see if I can walk in with swagger?
I mean, sure.
And I want to see if I can like impress people as I'm coming back in, like I came from like a big gas mission, even though I've been around for a little while.
Sure.
Let's see. Would it be performance? I guess. I don't have any ranks in it, or just straight charisma check.
I guess a straight charisma check.
Okay. Nah. Well, damn it. No advantage.
All right.
All right.
So you head in and just sort of like push open the doors, Aragorn style, and kind of look around at everybody, but nobody really looks up. One person just
Okay.
kind of looks up and does a double take and just kind of waves to you and goes back to what they were doing.
Hey.
Hey, back from my leave.
Yep. Just gotta get the old paperwork going, I guess. Anyone see where Captain Iron's gone?
Nobody seems to talk to you. You make it your way over to your office, where I need to find the name. I believe it was Yelric. Yelric was the secretary for you, and Phalar was the arcane seat mage, friend of Boomcrash, that you had hired to do paperwork as a temp in your place.
Yeah, my temp secretary.
Exciting
Someone you could
life you
actually
lead in
trust.
Allure.
Because I didn't want somebody inside the thing to be doing it.
Yeah, understandable in your position of rooting out corruption. So you head up to your office, and it looks like Phalar is there.
Sorry, I'm trying to look through my notes. What was the name of the other guy? Not Phalar, the other one?
Yelric.
That was the guy that I was on weird terms with.
Yeah, Yelric is a male half-elf, curly yellow hair, a light brown complexion, and I have it written down that one ear is noticeably longer.
Aww.
So they are
Weirdly specific. I respect that.
quite literally a half-elf.
Ew.
Phalar is also a half-elf with braids tight against one side of their head and wearing the red robes of an evocation wizard from the arcane seat. They are both talking to each other. Yelric is standing over the desk and talking down at Phalar. Phalar is surrounded in stacks and stacks of papers. He sees you coming and goes, Zumasu? Zumasu, that's you!
Yes.
You're back!
I'm sorry for being gone for so long. I really do appreciate all the work you've done. And of course you will be compensated.
Yeah, they've been making sure that I've been getting paid for my work.
I kind of like little bit under the table sort of hand him like 5 gold pieces. This is just a little bit extra appreciation there.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I've been keeping up on things here, but paperwork's just been piling on and on and on. Ugh. It's like they're
Really?
trying to run me ragged. Maybe I'm just not used to it yet. I thought you were only going to be
No.
gone for a month.
Things ran a little long. You know, stuff happens. You almost die a few times. But I'm back and I'm okay.
Ugh, I almost died a few times here, too. Alright, guys?
Do any of them laugh?
Yelric just kind of, like, shakes his head. Yeah, he's, more used to wizardry than paperwork, I would say. But, good to see you, Zumasu. Um, so, I guess you're back here to, reclaim your position? Does that mean my temp position is over? Yes, that means your temp position is over. Alright, I'll, brief you on what's happened, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll, catch up with you once you've, finished talking to your temp, Yelric says, and goes back to his desk, towards the front of the room.
So, I need the basic goings on, but then were you able to do any research into the little things I asked of you?
I was. It's been a little difficult. They've been trying to keep me very busy.
Seems like it.
But I was able to look into a few things. As far as this cult, once I got sort of oriented here and figured out the filing system, I started snooping about when I could, like when people were off at lunch and whatnot. And I don't think I can find anything on this supposed cult. As far as the Vintners, they do have some files on that. I was able to get copies of the stuff from your one mission way back when, with the what's it called, the brothel. I was able to get that stuff, at least some of the documents, but the rest is completely gone. I don't know where it would have gone.
So it might have very well been a cover-up. That's always great.
But yeah, here you go. And he just hands you a little thin folder of a few documents.
Anything from the orc mission? What was it called? What was the name of that place we defended?
It was
Fort?
the Fort Avistray.
Yeah, Fort
Yeah.
Avistray stuff. Because I've also been trying to figure out what happened to Arn.
What do you
Nobody
mean?
seemed to... Well, like I asked where was Arn, and nobody seemed to notice before. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Well, I think he's in the office, and he kind of like points over his shoulder, like to the back room where his office is.
What?
Huh. Okay. I should probably check in with him then.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably want to know where you were. I think we all got word that you were back in the city, and I was kind of looking forward to getting relieved. Took your sweet time getting here, I guess, but you know, I'm sure you're a busy guy.
I had a little issue with some Fey curses, but that's fixed now, hopefully.
All right, fake curses, whatever. Adventurers.
Yeah. Be grateful when your eggs don't smell rotten.
Fays aren't real. Fairies don't exist. What are you, nuts?
Anyway, I'm gonna go on my lunch break now and see if I can talk to payroll about getting my last paycheck, even though it's only Valor Day, but I'm sure that I'll get compensated soon.
Thanks for all your help, Balar.
Yep,
Really do appreciate it.
good luck. And he kind of glances at the pile of papers and back to you, and then gives you 2 thumbs up and jogs out of the room.
Nerd.
I'm gonna do a quick investigation on these papers. Are they all just fluff stuff, or is there actual stuff in here? Like, is
Make
this
an
what
investigation
this work?
check.
1 second. It's not all in that thing.
It's in roles, skills.
Did it go through?
It
Oh, no,
did.
it went through. I'm not rolling well today.
So you start looking
I
through.
wasted it all on the orc. Half orc.
You certainly did. You start looking through the papers, and there's a lot of them, but you start looking through, and it's a lot of case files, but it's a lot of busy work. Like, you've seen this sort of work before. It's the stuff that people generally would have to deal with, but they don't want to. So they usually pile it on an intern or a temp, and looks like this guy was doing a lot of other people's work. Not that he would have really known that he wasn't responsible for it, but he was just getting a bunch of people's busy work, standard crime stuff that needs to be filed.
He had to fill out the authorization forms for all the police reports, didn't he?
Yeah, he was essentially just doing busy shit. None of it seems to relate directly to the cult or directly to the vintners.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna kind of just make it like, well, look at all this work Phalar's been doing for everybody, I yell out.
Everybody just kind of like shrinks behind their cubicles and desks and keeps writing.
Ron doesn't care.
I'm gonna just be like, I hope everyone who has work of their own will be willing to do it. And then I'm gonna go towards Captain Ard's place after I yell that out too.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm actually good at that. Hopefully. One second.
Don't flub it now.
I mean, it sounded a little
There
beggy,
doesn't
but
intimidate.
we'll assume that you were doing it more
Yeah.
of an intimidating way.
Okay,
All
that
right.
worked.
You slam the papers down on your desk after like looking through them, and it kind of everybody like jumps in their seats. And you walk away after saying this, and people start to like stand up and kind of walk over to your desk and start getting their stuff back.
I might start a pool for a farewell present for Phalar.
All right, where are you off to?
I'm gonna knock on Captain Arn's door. Now I'm confused because my vision didn't make sense of this current state of affairs.
All right, you knock on the door. You hear a voice on the other side. Come in.
I open the door, enter quietly. Captain Arn?
Yes. Oh, Zumasu, you're finally back. And Captain Arn is there.
Hello, I figured you probably caught wind by now, but I finally returned from my kind of travels.
Yes,
I
I've
hope the
heard.
temple's okay.
You're back from your mission or whatnot.
So, I just wanted to see if there's anything you think I should know about or anything you had me do.
No, we've kind of piled on stuff on your little intern there in your absence. I've put more of the important stuff onto the other people. But now that you're back, I'm assuming you can get back to work. Doing
Yes.
patrol and whatnot.
Yeah, sounds about right. How have you been keeping? Any other interesting activities happening around the city, other than this war?
Well, the city's abuzz. We're doing our best to prepare for what seems to be inevitable.
Do you have any insight into what's kind of stirring this? Was it just, like any aggression acts, or is it just because they're mobilizing as well as us?
Well, tensions have been rising between the three kingdoms, the ones surrounding the Scablands, of course. Allure is very interested in New Dawn, and so is Connacht. New Dawn itself wants to remain independent. Of course, I'm being a bit frank here. Officially, a diplomat was murdered in Connacht. People started raising taxes, and now things are just spiraling out of control. Ever since, well,
Yeah, out of curiosity, which was it? One of our diplomats or a New Dawn diplomat?
oh no, I believe it was a Connacht diplomat heading back from New Dawn, murdered by New Dawn's forces. New Dawn's been getting really aggressive in asserting its independence as its own kingdom.
How
But
do we not recognize them as their own city-state?
not officially. Technically, the Scablands is just the Scablands. It was anybody's claim. But ever since that Lich was defeated a few decades ago, life started returning to the Scablands, and that kingdom of refugees built up around it. So now it's all just New Dawn, and they're claiming themselves to be their own people. Yeah, we've traded with them for the resources, but we couldn't really, like, stake any claim to it. It's the Scablands. Connacht didn't have any claim on it either. But then they started taking claim to it once they killed that diplomat. And of course, once Connacht started claiming ownership of it, Allure wanted a piece of that pie. So we've been sending out, patrols and whatnot to the fortresses and making sure that they're populated, making sure that we can police the place.
Just to clarify, though, so far, New Dawn hasn't been aggressive toward Allure, have they? And as far as Connacht's concerned, we're still on good terms?
Well, from an official standpoint, we still trade with them all. There's been a few things instigated. I don't know the nitty and gritty of it. I'm just the leader of the Grey Guards here, so I don't really know totally what the political situation is. This is just from what I've been seeing. But as far as things go, from a military standpoint, New Dawn has been gathering forces outside of our fortresses, so we've been making sure to show force as well.
So their aggression has been more mobilization.
It's been more mobilization, so we've been trying to show them that we mean business by populating these forts, building up siege weapons, making sure that we have a visible presence to show them. But Connacht has been following suit. So it's sort of a three-way siege, as it were. That's why we're trying to make this choice, whether or not we actually need to act on these tensions.
Well, do you have an ear of any senators to maybe get their input?
Well, no, I being the Grey Guard, yeah, we have control over a lot of the things going on in Allure, but as far as things go, the senator for the military, who is... there's two of them. There's Varys, Mr. Varys Baravan. He controls a lot of the sort of outside of Allure activities, and Claricia, Miss Ophandris, she controls most of the interior, so I'm sort of under her.
Alright.
But the Senate has been in discussions for a while, but they've yet to vote. I believe they're going to vote this week, in a few days, and then next week the consuls are going to start debates and see about ratifying it. But the Senate seems to be looking towards aggression.
Interesting. Alright. Any word about any cult activities or anything these days?
Cult activity? Are you still on about that?
Yeah, I was traveling a bit. Things are still kind of up in the air with a lot of goings on. Not just about this war, though.
No,
I mean,
no cult activity in Allure. We wiped that thing out months ago.
Alright. I guess my concern here is, though, since we are kind of making sure that within the walls of Allure things happen well, any sort of, goings on could affect the broader outcome of war. Like, we just want to make sure that our decision is based on something more practical than somebody's sway from the inside,
Of course. That's what we're here for.
Alright. I guess I'll take a look at the paperwork and catch up on it. Are you going to be donating to Valar's leaving gift? Farewell gift?
No.
Oh, okay. I just figured. He worked really hard.
I'll bet he did. Dismissed.
Okay. I'll leave the thing, and I'm gonna just basically go around the office and saying the similar sort of thing, like 2 papa pieces for Valar's giveaway gift.
Okay,
All
make
right.
an intimidation check for
Oh
guilt.
God! Give me your lunch money.
Not bad.
Semester's kind of an asshole in the office.
Oh, yeah,
I
he
don't
is.
want to. Yep.
I
So,
don't think he's intentionally an asshole. He's just like a higher up, so everyone's sort of like, I guess we gotta listen to him because he's a boss, but no one wants to do anything.
I'm also the guy who's not really a desk worker who has to appear from time to time. It's just like, hello, fellow office workers.
Hello, fellow office workers. I too work in an office, although I've been abroad for several months. Kind of just sounds like my sales manager.
Exactly.
Hey guys, I popped into the office, thought I'd make myself known. Bye, off to China.
That's
Anywho,
about right.
I definitely get paid for this thing that I do traveling. So, you go around to everybody and guilt them into donating to Phalar's go away gift. Each of them kind of puts in a silver piece for a total
Nice.
of about 8 silver pieces.
Oh God, that's pathetic.
Well, it's not
bad.
that pathetic. It's like everybody giving in like $5-10.
Okay.
Yeah. It's enough to actually buy him some nice parchment if I go to a place like, for spell books and stuff.
It costs 50 gold to inscribe a new spell.
I said just the parchment, not the
Yeah.
inscription.
Yeah, it's not the magic part. This is like normal rich. We're stupid rich.
Yeah, this is you just get a nice office like stationery sort of thing is what I'm gonna do. It's wizard doing secretary work. It's thematic, it works.
Okay.
Well,
It's a
I'll
custom
give my
recipe.
boy his book back and shoot the shit with him about the Underdark. I'll make it up to him.
right, Zumasu, that's mostly you. I
Alright.
guess we will make a paperwork check. Make an intelligence check.
Oh Lord. My ability score doesn't improve for a while. I am average at this stuff.
Well, it's average work. So you start going through and start putting a dent in your paperwork, and that is for most of the rest of the day. Okay, Amon, you are still in Galestone. Care to regale us with what you are up to?
Well, I've been kind of mostly writing memos about the experience, and I'm currently writing down a bunch of options as to what I'm actually looking for. Just to kind of like just a general party kind of idea I'm shooting for, I'm thinking of I think me becoming quote unquote the Pale Rider is inevitable. Like someone's gonna be one. Rather it be me. And I'm when I come back, I'm gonna be doing research on if such a thing exists in any folklore, has there been a previous one, etc. Secondly, I need to know if there's a way to sever connection from the soul in the afterlife. Because I went to Incabilis directly. I need to know if there's a bypass. And thirdly, I need to, if that's the case, how this can be maintained, or what the consequences of my actions will be. But that's the part that I care the least about because it's me. Caring about consequences is not really my thing. So that's the general goal I'm going for, and mostly I'm just kind of becoming familiar with the surrounding area and just doing more physical training and such because I really don't want to rely on magic too much anymore.
All right. So you hit up Galestone, and after writing stuff, you kind of take pensive walks around the castle grounds and whatnot, admiring the peach tree work, getting some meals where you can, and eventually you get to training. At one point, Sharn comes by and sees you kind of like swinging your fists around, goes, "Oh, hey, you're the guy that healed me, or healed my weapon."
Do you require any assistance?
No, that other guy's not here, is he?
No, the fool has left.
Huh, what are you up to? He kind of like looks around and kind of steps forward, walking inside the keep's walls.
I thought the future has been written for me, something that I could not escape. Yet new revelation has appeared, and for once, I feel like I have a choice, but I do not know if the choice is mine to make anymore. And I think I can. It may be my ego, but I believe I can bear the burden. But I cannot inflict this burden upon others. So I am seeking to get stronger for my own sake, and eventually try to save many of them as possible before I have to go myself.
Well, you want something my daddy once told me. You can't save everybody, but you should try. Try and save some people. And, I think that that's the best you can do. Tell you what, your stance is a bit off. You kind of want to be more like this, and he kind of like kicks your leg out and like holds up your fists. You want to be in a bar fight, you kind of want to put your elbows out and kind of do something like that. Tell you what, if you want to get strong, that can help.
That would be appreciated.
All right. Well,
And
I'll go get
I'm
some
gonna,
supplies. And he comes back
I'm gonna-
with several kegs to lift.
I'm gonna take off my mask, as as you can see, my health is not optimal.
Well, nobody's health is really optimal. You're always working on that temple. Yeah, your body is a temple. Mine is, of course, a temple to Hieronius, the god of valor and strength, and
Mm-hmm.
power in battle. But
Good choice.
you, well, you pray to whatever god you want. I'm just here to tell you how to lift. Now lift! And
All right, let's do some CrossFit, I guess.
make an athletics check.
And I gotta tell everyone about it, because once you do CrossFit, you gotta tell everyone that you did CrossFit.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. This is the first time I'm actually clicking things. Wait, you said athletic skill or?
Athletic skill.
Okay. Ah, it's a drop-down menu now. Wow. Okay. Ow.
you,
Ow.
you go to start lifting. These kegs are completely filled with, well, what else? Tanning fluid.
So they smell.
Yeah, they do. You go to lift it, but you can't even get a single budge. Sharn just kind of like shakes his head at you and like kind of puts his hand on his chin. Maybe we should start you smaller.
That would be appreciated.
Tell you what, 4 laps.
All right, sounds good.
No, you wanna take the keg with you. Roll it on the
Ah.
ground,
Oh,
4 laps
no.
around the keep.
Oh, that's awful.
Hey, you don't have to deal with it. I'm dealing with it.
No, but I'm secondhand. I'm just
This is
commiserating.
CrossFit, bro.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta tell you guys all about it. You're never gonna hear me shut up about it.
Make a new athletics check. This is a slightly less arduous DC, although I'm not sure if you can beat a 1.
Yeah, no, I don't think Arduous has anything to do with this. The fact that I've just been sitting there all day. Okay, I'm good at cardio apparently. Well, I do have good con, so cardio's fine.
Yeah,
There you
it's definitely more of a cardio thing, but it's building you up, rolling this over this slightly difficult terrain. There's a lot of tree branches and stuff, or tree roots on the ground, causing
hi
it to
to
be
Porter.
a bit bumpy. But eventually you complete the thing, and it's taken several hours for you to like get this gigantic barrel all the way around the place. You've gotten quite the workout. Sharn comes back out of his tannery and goes, "Oh, I didn't think you'd actually do it. Well, good job." takes the barrel back and heaves it over his shoulder. You kind of stare at him in disbelief. Come back tomorrow, we'll keep working. And he shuts the door behind him.
Sounds good.
Alright. I'm on doing CrossFit. So now we've got CrossFit.
The Rocky theme starts playing.
We've got taxes. We've got spying. We've got homework. Taking care of a lot of stuff in Allure today.
We are
So-
all doing adult things now.
Oh no. So, at this point, I'm gonna say that I guess I'll go around again and be like, do you guys want to do anything immediately now? Mao, you kind of went and investigated the minnows. Is there any other sort of gang or anything that you wanted to investigate?
Maybe checking in on the brothel, since I remember I read a sign about it was coming back.
Sure.
So going in as a customer, not as Mao, as someone else, some other
You're
individual.
gonna use the hat.
Yeah, I'm using the hat that I have from Tragedy. I'll just look like some other random person. I'll make a different alias. I need to start making names.
Yeah, probably, because I'm not going to come up with names for your aliases. You head to the empty sheath. It does appear to be open. It looks like they just opened in the last day. There's not a ton of patrons here yet, but there are a few people hanging about. It looks like a completely different place. The sort of alluringness of it has since left. It looks more like a garden now. Less red drapes and like golden things, and more marble things with plant life, like potted things everywhere. There's also the fountain is working again.
Interesting. I'll probably take a moment to go and find a secure place. Use the hat and change my appearance to look like a fairly young half-elf male with kind of like, imagine Roman-esque features, like, sorry, oh, I am the pretty boy with the golden hair kind of thing.
Alright.
You got sharp cheekbones too?
Very sharp cheekbones.
So you're basically Alexander the Great, as he imagined himself.
Sure. I mean, doesn't a lot of people imagine themselves to be in different ways, I guess. I don't know. Romanesque statue.
Alright. You do so. You are now a Romanesque, statuesque man.
And yeah, I wanted to go into the establishment and I wanted to at least drink and maybe see how it has changed.
Sure. There is a bar set up there, and you order a drink. It only runs you like a few copper. It's not the best stuff here. But you start like looking around, and it seems that there's a few men and ladies here that are in uniforms of some sort. So it's obvious who is a courtesan here, who is a patron. A few people do approach you asking if you need their services. Up to you on what you want to do about that.
This individual, I have not named them yet, will generously accept their company, but merely ask for them to join him for a drink.
Okay.
Just simple conversation for the night. So yeah, so he wants to be there and kind of gather around, see how this place has changed, and maybe at some point also scurry off to go and find out if underneath has changed, or somehow elude to getting to there. So he is well dressed. His robes are loosely fitted, almost in a sense of like, again, like the Romanesque kind of like statue, embellished with like gold thread, very finely, like fine appearance. But most of it is going to be him drinking and just sort of chatting up and seeing if he can escape away to look to see if the sex dungeon's still there.
Okay. The person that you talk to, it chats you up for a while, being polite and whatnot. They just talk about how the place is freshly opened. They don't talk much about their personal life. They're more interested in what you have to say, which seems to be the goings-on around here. The rest of the place, it seems fairly normal. You're not getting a, oh my god, I've been enchanted by a succubus vibe from these people. At least not yet. But they are polite and respectful of your wishes to just talk. You can make a... we'll call it a deception check if you want to sneak away from these people.
That might be fine. Or maybe attempt to lead them to the next step within this midnight arrangement and leave them in the room.
Are you gonna tie them up in the room?
I don't know, just kind of being like, I'll be right back, I need to go to the bathroom kind of thing. Jesus Christ.
I don't know, dude. You're an assassin. Alright.
You're an assassin in a brothel.
I haven't been hired to kill them.
So, make a deception check, I guess, to basically get someone for their services. Yeah. You're able to...
Look at that natural 20. Look what that total is and what that could be. Holy fuck.
The person plays along, and takes you to one of the back rooms. They take you to one of the, like, rooms that's fairly close by to the main lobby area, if you remember it. Which is a lot further from the secret passage to the sex dungeon, as it were. And you kind of, like, ask for a different room, which makes them a little suspicious, but eventually they fall for your ruse, and you get a room further down the hallway.
I need a room with a window. At least some sort of light.
Yeah.
Wait, but the dungeon doesn't need
The dungeon
to
would
have
have
light.
Well, they're not
Dungeon
going to
doesn't
the
need
dungeon.
it.
This is on the first floor.
It's on the first floor. That's what I meant. Because so the main entrance, there was like the room on the right hand side that was like a whole different area, which had like the main office, and then there was the main room on the left of the entrance, which then had a hallway on the upper left hand corner that led up into a longer hallway with all of the rooms. Am I imagining this correctly?
Yep.
Okay. So they're now. Am I in that back hallway area?
Almost in the back hallway. Like it's
Okay.
around the bend.
Okay.
Either way, I just said that because a 23 was actually fairly close to their insight roll. Anywho, you eventually excuse yourself, and I'm gonna have you make a stealth check to get your way towards that dungeon.
Okay. Stealth check? Sort of move.
Yeah, it's the sneaky one.
Yeah, sorry. I like heard you but didn't hear you, and then I said it.
Okay, you walk past a few people and just kind of confidently assert where you're going, and nobody questions it.
At some point, I might be able to change my disguise if I'm completely alone to look like one of like the workers. Okay.
You can change into one of their uniforms. As you walk by somebody, you just kind of tip your hat, and it turns into a new outfit. You head around towards the door that led to the basement. It appears to be locked.
Is there anybody around me?
It looks like there's an office near you, as well as a couple chatting in a small back room area. It's like a mini lobby, but it's right near where you are, so they would probably overhear or see.
I might try to... I might try to say that, oh, there are drinks available for you if you'd like to go out and go and get some, and try and push them out of the room so that way I can do this in secret and try to unlock the door.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
I don't believe in the free drinks.
Well, we'll see. So, the patron kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, I'm fine, thank you." And the guy that's chatting with them in the uniform looks up at you and says, "No, I'm with a client. Can move along."
Sorry, I thought that this room was open. I was trying to get it ready for someone else.
This is just it's fine. I suppose you must be new here.
Sorry. It was like a really particular request. I don't know why. Probably some weird, like, voyeurism thing. I don't know.
Well, this room's sort of public, so it's more where my client wants to go. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to...
I'm just gonna try and get to the door then. Just freaking sneakily get past there.
So you're gonna try and unlock the door, like, in plain sight of them?
Well, how far away is this door from them?
About 10 feet.
Damn it. I
You
guess
have a
I'm just gonna have to wait. I do have a mirror.
Pretend to
I could
drop
check to see
something.
what's underneath it.
Yeah, pretend to drop something, then use the mirror.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. That's actually a really good idea. I'm just gonna, like, deception, be like, oh no, I've dropped something, and not as exuberantly, but check underneath the door, using a mirror that I do have in my inventory.
Unfortunately, it looks like the door doesn't have enough of a crack, you realize before you try. It's pretty well, like, closed.
Okay. Let me just check inventory real quick to see if there's anything in here. Shampoo. I can throw shampoo on the person.
Well, it'll make them go away.
I know, but I've already, like, I feel like it's gonna be super awkward.
Yeah.
Like, it's already ruined. I don't have any spells. Oh, actually, you know what? You said it's 10 feet away, right?
Yeah.
I can cast darkness. Hold on, let me finish. I can cast darkness over them, but far enough away that I can still see where I'm going, and do it in sort of like a quick instant, so that it's like their eyes can't adjust, they're a little unsure of what happened, and I can unlock the door.
Wow, you're banking on a lot of things
I am
going right.
banking on a lot of things, mostly on how quickly I can use Thieves' Tool.
And then you have to sleep in the basement for the night.
Yeah. Well, I can go through like the sewage pass, because I know that.
We'll see how this pans out. I'm curious.
We're all curious how this disaster is gonna pan out.
Actually,
Sorry for
Alright.
the large
The
overlay thing here.
I need to check to see how.
I found the
yeah.
image and resaved it.
Oh, sweet.
So you're like here, and they're like
Okay.
right there. So you could do it
Okay.
out of sight, I suppose. I forgot the orientation of the door. But it would still be fairly
This is the door,
obvious that you're... Yeah, that's the door leading down.
Okay.
You'd have to pull a Houdini type scenario.
Yeah, and honestly, like, the like darkness could work. I think what I could do actually instead is cast thaumaturgy down the hallway, to try and like disturb them a little bit, or cast like thaumaturgy underneath them so that they're distracted and have like the couch vibrate. That's it. The couch is gonna vibrate.
Oh no.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy underneath them. I'm gonna make the couch vibrate to kind of freak them out a little bit and distract them as I try and get downstairs.
Or they're gonna go, oh my.
Or, you know what?
That'll still
Either
work.
way, I am not the focus here. The couch is super sexy or super scary.
Make a. Oh dear.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's just a
I'm
localized. Thaumaturgy is just localized quake, so she could definitely do that. No
Yeah.
problem.
I'm gonna say make a Arcana check to try and do this deceptively, because I think it still has like somatic and verbal components and whatnot.
I can check real quick.
It has a verbal component.
Yeah, verbal
No
component.
somatic.
Okay. So you would still have to like try and hide that. So still make an Arcana check.
Okay. Yikes.
This is also like how well you can localize this thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
So, you begin chanting in an unknown tongue, even to yourself, under your breath, as you begin to concentrate. You close your eyes and think about the couch, and you feel the vibrations emanate. What the hell's happening? Oh my god! And you hear these two people start freaking out. One of them's like, is the couch supposed to do this? I don't know. Do you like it? Because if so, yeah, it's supposed to. Oh my god.
I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna be like, there's rats! There's giant rats! Guys, run! Run! Hurry! Quickly! They're gonna eat your feet!
Oh my
Make a deception
God.
check.
Finally!
You notice that you've
Deception
also
roll.
knocked over the coffee. You've been vibrating the entire room with your eyes closed. But as you run into the room, you shout that giant rats have escaped from the basement, and the person that was with the courtesan gets up and goes, "Rats!" and then just bolts down the hallway. The other one goes, Wait! I'm sure
Hurry,
we
go
can."
get him! Go get him!
And then they nervously like hold up their britches and like head down the hallway as well.
Jesus fuck. Door, quickly.
Make a thieves' tools check. Well, dexterity based.
It's dexterity with the proficiency.
Okay. So for you, that is a 21, and it is enough to get this lock free. So you twist open the lock, it pops open, and you look beyond it. There's a lot of dust on the ground, it looks like.
I'll make sure to still lock the door behind me before going investigating.
Okay. It was a padlock of sorts, so you can put it back in place, I guess, but it's gonna eventually be obvious that it was opened.
Fine.
You head down the stairs and into the old sex dungeon where the succubi that you took out so long ago once tortured and sucked the stuff out of their victims. Life force, that's what I was thinking of.
Totally.
You head down the stairs, make an investigation check. Yeah, you can't tell much from this. To the best of your perspective, nobody's been here for a while. The dungeon doors are all open, all the stuff's kind of either been left behind or taken, but nothing else seems to be here. You head into the one room where there was a strange, like, magical circle on the ground. That has since been scuffed up and desecrated, so it doesn't work anymore. whatever nefarious purpose it was used for.
Was the secret door still behind the area where the tapestry was?
You look behind the tapestry. The tapestry is still there,
Oh,
but the secret passage has been sealed up with mortar and stone.
damn. Okay. The only other thing I could think of was that there was a longer hallway in the other direction beyond that room.
There was, that was sealed with a grate. It led into the sewers.
I guess investigate the grate to see if it's something that could possibly be moved or adjusted, as if someone could like squeeze past it somehow.
If you were small enough, you could probably squeeze past it.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to open or close, it's just a iron grate.
Okay. Well, then my investigations here that's probably it. So I would try to leave as quickly and quietly as possible, leave through the same door, try to lock that padlock, hopefully not get locked in down the basement kind of thing.
Alright. Sure. Make a stealth check. Yep. You are pretty easily able to slip out through the same hallway that you came in from. And nobody is the wiser. Your hat of disguise was very much a useful bit of help in escaping this area. But otherwise, things seem to be on the up and up from the best that you can determine.
The Unsheath has normal business sort of avenues, not the sketchy cultish one.
Yeah, they seem to have, the cult seems to have been ousted from this place.
Okay. Yeah.
But hey, there's a brothel now.
Hey, there's a brothel now. Just the normal old brothel.
Which, of course, Mao doesn't visit, normally.
No.
Anywho, it is past late midnight, so I think next time we are going to get into some downtime activities. We'll figure out... I'll figure out, like, a schedule of what you guys can do. Like,
That's not super important.
I'll come up...
I,
Like, last time that we did, like, an extended downtime, we did it week by week, where I would ask you guys, what are you doing this week? And then I'd go through it each time. So I think that's what we're going to do for next time.
I mean,
makes
so
sense.
do you want us to prepare anything, or just sort of give you general ideas of like the things that we want to do week by week, if it would help with story or something?
If it would help with the story, specific missions or something that you want to do, like for Mao it might be like which identities you want to establish and
Yep.
in which factions. You can definitely like tell me a faction and I can try and figure something out for you.
Okay.
There are only a few events that are happening in the next few weeks.
I gotta get in on that Senate meeting.
Yeah, namely the Senate meeting, that's closed doors. They're going to vote on that whether you guys like it or not. The Consul's meeting, which is next week after this one, that is open to the public.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Interesting.
I gotta get more info on what's going on with New Dawn.
Because that's going to be a tourist might be there.
Well, he's a consul, so he
Yeah,
should be
he'll
there.
definitely be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything fine. Oh, I just wanted to say before we go, I would have given my gift of nice parchment paper to Phalar before we left, just to have him leave on good terms.
Oh
with
wow,
the
I
staff.
didn't think they actually cared. Thank you.
Yeah, you just have to just sometimes, ask them how they really feel.
Oh, well, I guess they did appreciate all the work I was doing. It really didn't seem like it the way that they talked to me, but maybe they have hearts of gold and all that.
Yeah, take care of yourself, little buddy.
You too, Zamasu. I have to get back to my studies. So much studies.
You got this.
Alright, so, yep, that's the only really event that's going to be happening is the Consul Senate meeting. Otherwise, it's up to you guys, kind of what you want to do, where you want to go and explore. You can let me know if you have any quests that you want to sort of investigate or follow up on. I know Amon's got some leads. It's on you guys. You can spend as much downtime as you want in this meantime.
Or we could do minimal downtime and go and murder a bunch.
I mean,
I kind of do want to kill people.
Just pointing that out there. It is an option.
Fair
I
enough.
think that we kind of suffering from the issue of everyone has their own thing, but nothing converges. We really need to
Yeah.
decide what we gotta converge on.
You do have all the
There is-
information now, so you have that.
yeah, we know the information connects somehow. We just don't know.
Well, it may not
how.
necessarily like converge somehow, but you've visited Galestone, you've talked to Arn,
Go ahead.
you've gotten all your stuff together. Amon has been resurrected. I mean, the console meeting might reveal something more, but for the time being, your guys' goals are whatever they want to be.
We could always visit Maria, because there's probably a good chance if we visit, some shit will happen by her keep.
You gotta keep.
She's stationed at another outpost, I
She's
guess.
stationed at a
right.
town called Urzark.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's
I thought-
probably
I
a
thought- I
chance
was
if we go there, there's probably a chance something will happen, or we can investigate what's going on with the tensions.
Trust me, stuff will happen.
Yeah.
Tangentially,
Really?
stuff will happen. But I wanted to give you guys some open freedom after forcing you guys to go on a trek through the Underdark.
the dawn of the third day. 24 hours remain. How's the moon looking?
It's still there.
Why is it still crying?
So anyway, you guys can hand me stuff that you want to do particularly on a week-to-week basis. Like if you want to research certain spells, if you want to research certain topics, you can use the downtime activities from Xanathar's guide. Also in the handout that I have on Roll20, which should be visible to you guys.
I already checked it. It's there for me.
Yep, it is there for you. So you can do that stuff as well. But I would just want a week-by-week basis of what you guys want to do. And
How many weeks total?
as many as you think is necessary.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm coming back in less than a week, basically.
So, like, if you want to do a bunch of stuff, like create an item, research a topic, each one of those is like a week. So we can figure out like how many weeks you want to spend based on that. Sound good?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Cool.
All right. Well, we will see you all next week on Sunday the 26th for the Dorkvision stream, where we will do some full bona fide downtime activities, complete with rolls and fantastic encounters in betwixt, as well as most likely a console meeting with the Senate. So, see you all then at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you all enjoyed watching and have a good one.
Adios.
Bye.
Adios.